What's her face with the glasses now? She doesn't normally wear glasses. What the hell?
She's in disguise. They were trying to infiltrate a news conference.
Is this that one scene from Gundam Wing where she's leading out the fucking like window, screaming, "I've written you a letter"?
Kinda. I mean, Mega Man Legends 2 does not have any problem like what's the word? Homaging any particular part of anime. So anyway,
anime.
At the time, it seems like it would have been kind of too recent for them to have homaged it.
Oh yeah, shit, that would have been right. But that scene was in fact an homage to some other thing in Gundam.
Oh, almost assuredly, because many things are.
Yeah, Gundam
I've said
Wing.
before, and will say again, that Gundam Wing is sort of what would happen if you showed someone like all the first like 3 series of Gundam, then have them get kicked in the head by a horse, and then tell them to try to repeat it back.
I'm glad the horse is involved.
That's a very dark way of putting it. But also, yeah, no, accurate. I'll never forget, this was a couple of years back, Fanboy, but I watched Gundam Wing with you, and I think Smiler Patino as well. And it was the first time I had seen it since I was just like seen half the episodes while waiting for Dragon Ball to come on as a teenager. And I was sort of blown. As back then, my baseline assumption was, oh, it's really smart. I just haven't paid enough attention to get the context, so I don't know what's going on. And when you actually watch it, you're like, oh, no, there is no context. It's stuff just happened.
The thing that was truly incredible about watching Gundam Wing properly was, like, understanding that, like, oh, this just doesn't make sense. Like, this just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, there is no internal logic. Like I always assumed there had to be, because obviously there is. I mean, why wouldn't there be? But then I watched it as an adult and was like, oh no, this is just a sequence of totally random and unrelated events happening at you at maximum speed.
Yeah, it's
also,
really...
that penguin is skating away from you. You gotta catch him.
I will eventually.
I don't believe you. You have to prove your willingness to catch him.
Also, Beat, you will note, you will see, depending on the delay, I now have a sword because I went back
that's pretty bad.
and did that 100-person quiz or whatever the hell.
You did it without us?
I did.
I think mostly because Dogobot seems to actually want to finish the game this week.
I'm going to try.
I don't want to finish the game. I want to yell at him while he gets questions wrong.
Could probably still do that.
I think we have, like, this is just a simple matter of we have different needs and desires from this series, and my need and desire is to yell at Gogglebop while he gets questions wrong. I guess Gogglebop might want to, like, finish a video game, I guess.
So what you're saying is that the next game that you want Gogglebop to play is like a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game from 1999.
I might have that.
No, that would be boring. I only am invested in Gogglebop answering questions if he is answering them in the context of Mega Man.
When are you going to play Who Wants to Beat Up a Millionaire for the Dreamcast?
Oh, God.
Hi, Max.
I feel like that's a game that was like 20 years early because, like, back in the Dreamcast era, people didn't hate rich people like they do now.
But they hated Regis Philbin.
Maybe. Yeah, but you weren't beating up Regis Philbin.
But he was on the cover.
Regis Philbin is a millionaire. Like, you can't say he's not a millionaire.
Yeah, but that wasn't who you were beating up.
Well, that's upsetting, and I'm upset about it.
Let me see if I can remember who was actually, like, fightable in that horrendous video game. That was one of those things that I remember seeing on Dreamcast clearance racks for, like, years. Created by Hypnotic.
So, like, there's 15 or so seconds of lag.
Simon and Schuster Interactive. Oh, yeah.
I tested this by conversing with Mags about Digimons.
That's a choice. We've got characters. Egregious Villain.
Cute.
That's hilarious.
Racism.
Okay, well, never mind.
I'm saying racism because this character's name is Sheik Abdul Chickpea.
Oh yeah, you do have to remember it was like 2001, right?
No, it was 2000. This was just
still bad.
Yeah, so like they didn't have like they didn't have like a cultural reason for the racism at the moment. That would not excuse racism, but it might like
it would
explain a little bit of
contextualize it.
racism. It would like contextual, like the racism in Bad Rats is contextualized by the fact that it is post 9/11.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear Bad Rats as context.
Daisy May LaPlume, who is, according to Wikipedia, supposed to be a parody of Anna Nicole Smith.
Who?
Anna Nicole Smith? Remember?
Wait, the lady who killed
What?
the lady who killed Kurt Cobain?
No.
No, that's Courtney Love.
Oh, okay,
Also,
I got mixed
also
up.
that was not proven either.
No, it was Courtney
I'm gonna
Love.
sit here and just like get sued for libel.
Yeah, I do. We've been over this. If I can demonetize Goggle Bob, I will demonetize Goggle
This
Bob.
is like going further than demonetizing, getting sued.
Yeah, exactly.
Courtney Love.
That's less money.
We would like to
Money.
recognize Courtney Love did not kill anyone that we were aware of. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, currently not proven, never formally charged. Let's see.
Okay,
Rich
next,
Little Weasel the
about-
Third.
So therefore, she can out tantrum me, and you know what? That's fair. I can't say I've ever been arrested for a tantrum.
I'm gonna continue bringing up these bad, fucking characters that were in this bad fighting game for your Dreamcast.
Was it actually a fighting game?
You fought things.
You enacted
An
violence.
interesting way of
upon
answering that question.
I mean, like, I'm not sure I would call it a fighting game either, based on what little information I have.
I always assumed it was like a
you
parody
do
game.
quizzes,
I
but
will
once
say
you
this:
answer
I deeply appreciate the idea of a game where you, as just a guy, beat up people explicitly because they're rich. Like,
it's more like you're trying to beat them at Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, that you're like playing competitively for some reason.
Well, I mean, they
I'll
had
let
to make it.
Wikipedia describe this. The objective of the game is to answer multiple choice questions correctly by using a buzzer to answer. Following this,
See?
the player assaults another player's character.
Okay. See, I did think it was just a parody quiz game.
I thought it was
Yeah,
a
just-
fighting game.
But yeah, no, there is actual fighting in this for some reason. But yeah, okay, we got okay. The cast characters also includes Rich Little Weasel the Third, which Wikipedia describes as a generic trust fund kid.
I mean, fair. Yeah, sure.
Melvin.com, a parody of Bill Gates.
I would assume that's how you know it's dated, because if it came out today, it wouldn't be Zuckerberg. Only he'd be called Fuckerberg.
That would have been way better.
That would have been way better.
I always appreciate a good Melvin.
That's such a like. No one's actually been named Melvin since 1962.
Not ever.
But yeah, and the last character is the tragically still mildly. Well, let's just say that we would want to beat him up more the further time went on, because the last character is named Ronald Hunt.
Well, I mean, people have been making fun of Donald Trump since before Donald Trump was a thing.
No, I know. I'm just saying, with the desire to beat him up would only grow with time.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, today, if I saw Donald Trump in a fighting game, I would do nothing but pick against him and just, like, try to master just absolutely wrecking his
Learn
face.
every
with
Mortal
everything.
Kombat fatality.
Yeah, no, just like every sort of psychic revenge I could get upon the man, I would take.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the full roster of characters in this horrible quiz show fighting game. It's extremely bad.
Oh, obviously.
Simon and Schuster Interactive were proud enough of this that they put that the game's title on the cover is Simon and Schuster Interactive presents Who Wants to Beat Up a Millionaire.
I again, probably because of the discount bins, I think I'm going to remember that box art for the rest of my life.
Oh, same. It's horrible.
Okay, question, Goggle Bob. is this room you're in some sort of, oh, you have to, if you fall down, you got to climb all the way back up. And it takes fucking forever.
I mean, it's not too bad in that regard. The water level took forever. This one is, like, not too bad.
I'm counting 4 times so far. I'm starting to join Team Mags over here. I'm just like, get rid of this shit. Let's put on some fucking Digimon.
No, Digimon would not be better.
But Digimon are the champions.
I fucking played Digimon. I played Digimon games. They're bad.
Digimon.
Especially the ones concurrent with Mega Man Legends 2.
Well, that I can't disagree with. I mean, like, the Digimon... Was it Digimon World? There was, like, 4 of them on the PlayStation?
Yes.
And, like, no single one, like, made any sense.
Yeah. None of them make sense, and none of them is actually congruent with any of the others. Which says, quiz show fighting game just makes me imagine a licensed fighting game based on the movie Quiz Show. That would have been much more interesting than what Who Wants to Beat Up a Millionaire was.
I am already imagining, like, just a version of Family Feud called Family Fight, and the first person to KO Steve Harvey wins.
I'm pretty sure that's basically going to be... That kind of has to be an episode of the next season of Always Sunny at this stage.
That already happened in Always Sunny. Only
oh, no, they didn't actually fight him, though.
Steve Harvey was played by Peel.
I'm saying they didn't actually fight him in
Michael
that.
Key, not Georgia Peel. Keegan-Michael Key. What the fuck am I thinking? They are 2 separate people. The fact that they, like, had their names together does not mean they have lost their, like, personal agency.
In any case, the point I was making was more that...
My favorite actor on Independence Day was DJ Jazzy Jeff.
In any case, the thing that I was saying was that they did not actually fight Steve Harvey in that, because the episode ends with Dennis having a nervous breakdown because he got an answer wrong.
Yes, that is true.
So I'm saying that the sequel episode would be them attempting to fist fight Steve Harvey.
That would be awesome, and I would appreciate that. Mostly, I just am like, I'm possessed by a deep urge to physically hurt Steve Harvey himself.
Yeah, I don't have to see Family Feud, so it never actually occurs to me whether I should want to hurt Steve Harvey.
He's been on a million other things. My wife actually
I don't
used
watch
to watch
television.
Show.
What about the Steve Harvey show?
Yeah, see, I didn't watch television either, and then I got married, and now I watch hella television.
Yeah, no, I've noticed.
It's a thing.
Because it's like it has receded into like the television for you is like a suffering dimension.
It's more like I am. It's more like when television occurs, I am forced to acknowledge it. And this came up like in our chat with Ample Vigor the other day, and I was just like, man, television is so fucking weird. There's no explaining the shit I've seen. I could go like on a 40-minute rant about the Theranos episode of Bull.
And you have.
Yes, well, not on these calls. On Twitter, absolutely.
I know.
But I'll never forgive nor forget that shit. That's impossible to excise from your brain once it's there.
Yeah, that's right.
Either like while the memories of friends, family, and loved ones are fading from my mind in my old age.
Yeah, I hope that I will be among the
will be like, Grandpa Beats, do you recognize me? And I'll be like, no. Now where's the fucking writer of that one fucking episode of Bull?
Do you recognize me? Of course I do, little Batwoman.
I can't believe that you think that Beat would say something that hateful to his grandchildren.
I would never say something hateful to a child. I would be saying hateful things to other people.
Well, what I'm saying is that you're like he just described you accidentally addressing a grandchild as Batwoman.
Oh no, God no.
Yeah, like I said, I can't believe you think that Beat would ever call a grandchild Batwoman. Like that's the most hateful thing you could say.
I don't know. Maybe she looks like Javicia Leslie. Maybe I have a granddaughter that looks like Javicia Leslie. I don't know. It's possible.
Clearly, I suppose.
It's not impossible. It's actually reasonably likely. that many years in the future, it is. I would say like a superficial resemblance is not out of the question.
I'm bad with recognizing faces, so I just don't tell people by names.
I need to use that excuse in the future. Just
No, I got a big medical diagnosis that reminds people that I can't recognize faces too good.
face blindness.
You
There's the
never not
excuse.
recognize me.
Yeah, but that's because you're always screaming when I run into you.
Oh yeah. Like, I make it pretty obvious. I basically like every time like I've entered a PAX thing, I just barge into the room and scream, "It's Pete, motherfuckers!" Everybody yells at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very hard not to
Yeah.
know that I'm a presence.
Also, when you're bad with faces, you kind of get used to, like, finding other details that you can recognize.
That one is always yelling.
I mean, that one definitely helps. Pete has a very
Yelling
recognizable
helps.
voice.
I also tend to wear very specific belts and t-shirts.
You're
And,
also kind of a lanky motherfucker in a way that a lot of
yeah,
people
a
are,
weird,
so-
lanky asshole. You know, there are a number of tells you can use to tell me apart from other people.
Mhm.
On a side note, absolutely digging this level that's just got a lot of icy, slippery platforms. Never
Yeah,
not
that
gonna
seems
enjoy
like
that.
it's mild misery.
Like, okay, I'm of two minds about this stuff. One, I fucking love playing like as Luigi and like having that that lack of control, like which encourages like momentum style gameplay. I actually
That's an
my
extremely Sonic mindset.
yes, no, I'm an extremely Sonic fan. I actually made my wife beat the first two levels of Sonic Mania today. We were playing Mean Bean, and I accidentally selected her
You have to
profile.
earn
And I
Mean
switched
Bean.
to mine. And I was like, oops, sorry, we won't be able to play through that one. And she's like, why not? I'm like, well, you gotta beat like a couple levels of Sonic Mania to unlock Mean Bean on your profile. She's like, I bet I could. And I'm like, well, then do it. So she did it with a certain amount of help. She is very much not a gamer, which is always a fascinating thing to like witness, because as people who play video games reasonably consistently, we sort of like have in our brains at all times a certain like pre-existing knowledge that pushing right will make you go right, and that holding certain buttons might have like different effects depending on how long you hold them, that sort of thing, which does not exist if you just never play video games. So like for
Yeah.
her, doing a spin dash was extremely difficult because she would want to press forward if she was going forward, because at that point she had like figured out the going forward, the press of direction to go in that direction stuff. And like when like it's a Sonic level, so like when you get like hit a spring, instead of like trying to go in the direction it sends you because that's the way you should go, like that kind of all the time chemical plant, she would like immediately try to fight against that because she thought she was going one way and she did not like being told to go this other way now. So stuff like that. It's actually
Reasonable.
like really fascinating to just see it play out. But she did, in fact, get to the end where she totally crushed Robotnik at Mean Bean. Also, she is now routinely getting triple and quadruple combos, so she's very good at Puyo Puyo Tetris, at the very least.
Ultra combo.
Mags is going to commit crimes, and I'm going to encourage her.
I mean, you tend to.
There are 3 doors, 3 holes in the floor, 3 reaver bots.
So now we gotta lure things into holes. Always fun. Come on, stupid.
Video games should be stopped.
Gotta lure elephants into a hole here.
You're also apparently being blamed for Mags doing crimes, Scott.
What, already?
Yes. Yes,
Like,
also,
if anyone asks
also
why
your
I'm
video
doing
that you are saving, and presumably will be in the Let's Play. Speaking of which, where the fuck is Xenogears?
The what?
Will now forever.
Oh,
contain,
Xenogears will
like,
be your
scribbled
Christmas present.
statements. Oh, it'll be my Christmas present? Oh man, I can't wait. I love Christmas. This is my favorite time of year. I knew you'd come through for me, Gago Bob. Knew
Christmas.
Santa was real.
He's real and he's wearing goggles.
Another door just opened.
I mean, I think
When
that
you
has
post this
happened
on
on some
YouTube, you're
occasions.
gonna get like replies of like, "Why are you so fucking political?" Because I just wrote 40% of cops get reported for beating their wives.
That's not political. That's a fact.
Yes, but idiots
Yeah.
will call it political because they're idiots.
Yeah, but they were going to do that anyway, so
That's just true. They would. They also will probably call the game political because Trombone is a lady, and so is Roll, and that's 2 ladies in the game. That's too many ladies.
That
Oh,
is a
man.
lot of ladies.
Yeah, I know,
Particularly
right?
for a Mega
There's
Man
more
game.
ladies than they put in all the other Mega Mans.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. There we
This is
go.
reminding me of attempting to do the final boss of Donkey Kong 64 earlier this week and wanting to die.
Why did you do that to yourself?
Because,
Fanboy, it's just what he does.
okay, allow me to explain. A dear friend, like some 4 years ago, when I could not,
Cursed.
asked me to stream that because I was like, oh, I can't do anything for your birthday. You want anything? And he's like, I want you to stream Donkey Kong 64. And I was like, that doesn't emulate well, and I don't have a capture card. Then, like 6 months ago, I looked, and it does emulate fine now. So I started streaming it for him. As it turns out, there are like 3 bananas that are basically impossible because of emulation errors, but otherwise I did everything else, and I'm at the final boss, and the final boss sucks ass.
Those are keys? I thought those were bombs.
There's something.
Huh. Would not have been where my brain would have first gone.
I have still somehow never smoked weed. All just, I think it's hilarious.
I gotcha. Been offered, never smoked it. I don't.
I've also been offered and not partaken. And they like tell you like in like grade school, oh, they're gonna be like, what? You won't be cool unless you smoke up with us. But every single time I've been offered, they've just been like, all right, no worries, and just like pass it to the next person.
I've never been cool enough.
I've had up and down experiences, but yeah. I don't know. I don't have a great track record with hanging out with people in altered states. So
Yeah, no, it's very much something that you either can do or would just not be the best idea for you. And it's definitely not the best idea for me.
I did
Yeah.
edibles once and just kind of got sleepy. Really exciting story, I know.
I would be willing
Love
to try edibles. I just don't like smoking for the most part, and also, but like it's not something that like I would ever actually buy on my own. So like if somebody like offered me a gummy bear, I'd probably eat it. But then again, I might not because I had the one cousin who had a really bad reaction to weed as a kid, and basically just set off a lot of bad shit in his brain.
Oh, that sucks.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to. You wouldn't want to.
Yeah, like in the back of my head, I'm always like, well, whenever they describe stuff about him, I always sort of find myself going, ooh, that sounds like me. So, am I like a time bomb when it comes to that shit? I hope not.
You wouldn't necessarily want
Sounds like a
to.
good idea.
But it's not like,
with the
something
genetics
I'd
that may be
necessarily roll the
involved in
dice
that.
on. Especially not just to make somebody think I'm cool. I mean, I'm in my 30s. That ship has sailed.
It either happened already or it's never happening again.
I can see why they put a save point right before this room.
Yeah, that seems obnoxious.
Doesn't it? Like, I keep getting wrecked by, like, these... Yep. I'm done. By, like...
Damnable Reaver bots.
Like, goober Reaver bots. But luckily I saved 30 seconds ago, so it's like, who cares?
Thank God for Data just dancing nearby.
Like, it's always good when the monkey helps out.
Good friend.
Okay, so Gogglebop, just fair warning, I might have given Mags the cheat code to getting you to play the game that she wants you to play.
Wait, I have a cheat code?
Well, it's more like a general policy that like most people fall under.
I get the strong sense that doing that would more likely just kill him.
But if he lives...
Wait, what?
For the record, Beats quote alleged cheat code is if you want Gog to play Digimon, you're gonna have to hit him in the head with a crowbar yourself, just like
Okay,
all of us
wait.
do. And like I said, I feel like that's much more likely to kill or permanently incapacitate you.
Yeah, I cannot agree with this course of action for multiple reasons.
That sounds like a coward talk.
I mean, for one reason, like...
It mostly just sounds like it wouldn't work.
You never know. I'm willing to try it. I'm gonna roll the dice.
I don't feel like that's a good die roll to make.
Fine. Threaten to hit him in the head with a crowbar. I bet that would do it.
I mean, it's probably more likely to be effective.
Yeah, like, just sort of like stand next to him and just tap the crowbar on the ground every few minutes. Just, remind him.
Remind him.
Yeah, just, remind him that it's there. We're all friends here. We're all having a good time, but there is a crowbar.
Mags, I'll tell you what, I will play a Digimon game, but it will be the Digimon game of my choosing.
You're just gonna play like Cyber Sleuth or some shit.
I mean, Cyber Sleuth would take for freaking ever.
It would. Is it gonna be Rumble Arena? Is that what's gonna happen?
I have no idea. I'll have to look at my
What if Super Smash
inventory
Brothers
of
was
Digimon
horrible and
games.
starred all of your least favorite digital pets?
Hey, whoa, that is a major diss to Agumon. I think
The orange dinosaur?
Yes, we all love the orange dinosaur. No, I think my major problem with that game was that it really, like the Digimon, it followed the Digimon television show, so it definitely had things where it was like, this character has one evolution and it turns into like a lion, and this character has an evolution wherein it turns into God. And it was like, this is a balanced fighting game.
Yeah, they
Fact, it
didn't
wasn't.
make a lot of sense. Digimon really makes a lot more sense when you understand that it was someone realizing that it would be easier to market Tamagotchis to boys if they fought each other.
I don't think it's going to attack me.
Oh, this is kind of cool. Totally
What's that?
don't relate to anything going on. I switched over to Twitter because this fight is boring. But all of the 360 era Sonic games have been added to
Yeah,
the
Xbox Series X backwards
Series
compatibility.
X backwards compatibility. I mean, I think they were already backwards compatible, but now they all have 60 frames per second smooth.
They weren't all backwards compatibility.
They weren't all? Okay. I thought Unleashed was, and like it didn't have like the frame rate upgraded initially. It did have all the lag that would happen like in some of the levels just gone. It was just perfectly smooth.
Yeah,
But now it's even smoother because
all
it now
locked
runs at 60 FPS, which is neat.
Yeah, some of
Not
the
like,
video I've seen of that looked pretty cool.
It's not like a
There's
system
some-
seller, but it is pretty neat.
I'm more interested in like some of the original Xbox games they put out. Like they put in like Otogi 1 and 2 and Gun Valkyrie, which are three games I never thought would see any sort of re-release ever again.
I actually have those, and I saved them because I was under the impression, and this was like back at the beginning of this year, but once I got a job, I would buy myself a new Xbox to like reward myself. And now I no longer have a job once again, still no Xbox. So, what the fuck?
Yeah. You should get yourself that.
For the record, I quit my job because I hated it.
No, yeah, I thought you mentioned that last week. But
Yeah, I know.
The audience
Just
had
wanted to like,
It's important to
for
state it
anybody
again.
coming in late.
It's just one of those things.
It wasn't part of the last episode recap, so it's important.
Yeah, exactly.
We have last episode recaps now.
We
Wait,
do have
yeah.
also we have Calscrub. Hi, Calscrub. He can't
Yo.
hear us because every time. Oh, he killed! Oh my God, this is a miracle!
It's good to see you, Callie.
My headphones and microphone have worked first thing the last like 3 weeks in a row.
Wow, that sounds both fake and wrong, and I don't like it. I wish you hadn't told me that because that's just not you, Calscrub.
But yeah, but you should get yourself a dang Xbox.
How? They're
I was
stupid
about to
hard
say,
get
can
still.
you?
I think you can manage it.
I mean, what do I gotta do to get one? Like, do I gotta like wait like on digital lines and shit, or like?
If
do
you
I
want,
just have-
I'll do the legwork.
That feels like too much of a burden to place.
Just give me your credit card here on the stream, and I'll take care
I
of it.
wasn't about to ask you to do that.
You want to give
I
me
was
some
just gonna be
numbers
like,
here?
hey, this,
Like, I'm going to need the CVV.
I was just going to be like, hey, this place has them now. Go, I'll send you the link.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be nice. Yeah, sure. I'd be down for that. But like, I don't want you just like sitting at your computer refreshing Wario 64 trying to get me one. That would make me feel like I'm wasting time.
I'll mostly just be keeping track of what Wario 64 is tweeting. He usually gives a pretty good. But yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Mags is very happy about my solution, and says that violence is once again the answer, and I agree. Yes.
I'm sorry, the
Please
crowbar solution?
Yes.
Yeah, please don't hit Gogglebop with the
I'm not cool with the crowbar solution.
So how are you, Cali Scrub?
Doing all right.
That's good. That's good.
So we just got the 4th key, which means we now get to go back to the airship with all 4 elemental keys. We did the ice dungeon.
Go to the goddamn moon.
The fire dungeon. We're getting there.
There we go. I have given Mags the blueprints to properly putting you in your place, Gogglebop.
I really need to start moderating this chat. I feel like
he just downgraded his advice from hit you in the head to hit you in the ribs. So
like not hard enough to crack anything or to puncture your kidney or whatever, but just enough to make.
Where do you think kidneys are?
They're around.
I said ribs,
Beat
but
is so certain.
General torso area.
I was just gonna say, Vita's so focused around bones, he does not actually know what parts they intend to enclose or be near.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Pooch just says no concussion yet.
It's a good thing this is strictly digital, otherwise I'd probably be dead. And missing kidneys.
Separate incidents.
Yes. Different stream. We'll play a Digimon game. Stop trying to steal my kidneys.
The kidney thing would be strictly
are you going to beat Mega Man Legends 2 today? Is that the
I'm trying.
goal?
We will see what happens.
All right, cool. Okay. Because my hope was that week after this one, I could start doing a little bit of Killer 7.
Well, I will.
Well, Gogglebop is gone.
Yeah, I will not be available next week, so there's that.
That's cool. So I'll begin Killer 7 next week.
Yeah.
And then if I get good momentum, I'll try and keep at it a while, or maybe do it every other week if that's acceptable to you, Gogglebop.
I mean, at worst, we'd have to revisit Mega Man Legends 2. I'd like to just do it continuously if we can do that, but I also definitely want to finish this game, so we'll see which way it goes.
Yeah, okay. Because I tend to need breaks, and I'm not good at streaming for more than an hour and a half at max.
And there are definitely a couple of games possibly Digimon based that I could play in the meanwhile. So there's that.
Yeah, all right.
Beg you not to play Digimon games.
So
we gotta play some Digimon games. My kidneys are on the line.
I don't feel like they are. I feel like those thoughts are pretty empty.
Well, Mags is saying, "What if she knocks you in the shins?" Which I feel like that's an option. Yeah.
Definitely not where my kidneys are, so that's cool.
Then, with luck, we will be able to salvage the
I mean, I'm not big into anatomy, but I know my shins are pretty alright.
Initiating assimilation program. What's happening?
Oh, I hear it. Radio Gaga. Radio Goo.
Oh yeah, so there's gonna be just a lot of watching stuff happening tonight, I'm pretty sure. My memory of the end of Mega Man Legends 2 is it turns into, let's just say, be glad that good old Rockman doesn't wind up sitting in a chair with a cross hanging back and forth.
What's up with the ship? It's on fire. You don't think
I'm definitely not advising Mags on how best to destroy you. Definitely not.
Do something.
But if we're not
Have the time.
we'll end up going down
You
with
have
them.
the
I
power.
don't know if even that
You
blue
to
kid can get
have.
out of this one.
Who's forcing Gogglebop in the cage?
I really have to start looking at this chat. Like, it's all the way over there.
Picture pretty standard.
Huh? Where is everyone?
Okay, yeah, you're gonna. Okay, basically, Beat went off about MMA for some reason.
I just want Mags to know what her options are when it comes to fighting Gogglebob.
And then said that Mags is gonna destroy Gogglebob in the cage.
Don't waste your time, geeks. You could become a
And then Mags says, Goggle, give me Digimon or lose your
You should
chance.
ask yourself that question, Yuna.
What were you using those shins for anyway?
I've made my decision. I will not tolerate
Radio
interference.
You are going to destroy the Master's genetic sample, aren't you? Without even consulting me. That's not exactly fair.
I'll be back.
You destroyed your original shell. I became the only
So
mother
Mega
unit in
Man
this
stuff
system.
is
I am
happening.
within the Master's
Rolls
system
Bomb,
parameters.
who is,
Fairness is
like,
irrelevant.
possessed,
I
is
thought you'd say
carrying
that.
around some
Mr.
other
Sarah, here are the keys.
person who is
You must
kind of a
return
person.
to Elysium. This unit will follow after recovering the Master's genetic
Like,
sample.
all sorts of stuff
Excuse me,
happening.
I'm talking with
Oh wait, did I
Sarah.
spoil the Rolls
Keys,
Mom thing, or
go.
did I establish that earlier? Whatever, who cares?
The keys.
Well, I don't. If you had asked Beat, I don't think he would have even
The
been able
carbon
to tell you that it was Mom.
initialization
Beat
program.
watched like 15 weeks of Xenogears and asked who the redhead was, so I'm not
Yeah.
certain he
Every human
like
alive will
is
be
allowed to have
deleted,
an opinion on
wiped
like
out, and the
characters.
ancients will be restored.
What?
Please do not complicate
Like, I
matters
am
further,
sorry,
Mistress
but
Yuna.
history
There are
has
several
proven this to be
preparations
true.
made. Please remove yourself from this ship at once.
I don't know if I can do that.
Comply or this
Everybody gets
ship
down
will
on
use
Metal
deadly
Gear Solid,
force.
but Mega
Your
Man
answer?
Legends
No,
definitely
Gax.
like
You know
shut
what
up
to
and
do.
watch our
Are
movie
you
now.
sure, Mistress Yuna? Gats.
Metal Gear Solid had more creative cutscene
Though I'm no
direction.
longer
There's more
recognized as another
cinematography
unit
going
in
on
this
there.
body,
Definitely
it
more
means too that I'm not
cinematography, but
affected
there
by
is
behavioral
definite,
limiters.
like,
I
so to
can do
speak,
whatever
acting
I
in a lot
want.
of in both Mega Man Legends games.
Cease your
Like,
Yeah, which is nice.
there's definitely like posing and whatever going
All
on,
right,
even if
Mega
some of
Man.
this doesn't
I've
like
separated
quite
Geeks
wash.
from his ship.
Like, it's
Even if we sometimes get scenes like what we're looking at right now.
Yes, no,
Where
I
we
mean
go from
it's
here is
pretty
up to you,
clear.
Mega Man. Do you
Like,
fight Geats,
I
or
I
do you
kind
give
of
him the
wonder
Master's
how
genetic
much
sample?
like Inafune or whoever was in charge.
Confused?
I'm assuming
That's not
Inafune. By the way, that's a
surprising,
really
I
cool
guess.
couch.
He was typically a
All you
he was
have
typically a
is your memory,
producer.
haven't you?
I mean, whoever was in
That
charge
doesn't
of this
really
story
matter.
and this
All
game,
that matters
or this
is what you
franchise, let's
think
say that.
and how you feel
Like,
now.
Mega Man Legends 1
Now,
literally
don't
has
try to
data
think about
say,
things too
I know
hard.
everything that's going
Just
on, but
be
I'll
true
tell you
to
about it
you,
later.
yourself.
Like, literally,
Follow what
it's
your
like,
heart
this is the
leads you.
taste of the plot, there's more coming, we'll get to it later. And Mega Man Legends 2,
Well,
like, for
Mega
all
Man,
the fact that this
what are you
winds
going
up
to
ending
do?
on a cliffhanger, it really goes out of its way to explain exactly what is going on with Mega Man. And which is vaguely what we're watching right now and will be happening for the rest of the game now. And I kind of wonder if this was like,
Okay, so
I'm done.
what I miss?
A lot of
I
talking.
saw like
We're not really
the
listening.
two like girls with like the green hair that I remember vaguely from like I guess marketing materials or whatever.
It would have been the
Like-
opening cutscene.
Yeah, okay, yes, alright. I've never seen them before. I don't know their names. I don't know anything about them. I know there's two of them, and that they have green hair. That's it.
I think it's a boy and a girl.
Oh, one of them's a boy. My bad. Apologies.
I
did
think.
not know.
I mean,
In any case, I was going to say, it would appear that the essentially like lead guiding hand behind Mega Man Legends was a man named Yoshinori Kawano, who is credited as like a director and writer on all three of them.
interesting. So him, I presume him, like
As far as I can tell, yeah.
theoretically, like I don't know if they were told like, hey, you might not get another one, so get the plot out now, or if it was just like, obviously Mega Man Legends 2 would be the best part to explain what's going on, but one way or another, it's like they definitely go out of their way to explain exactly what's been happening with Mega Man in this, and then end it.
Very last week on Dragon Ball Z.
Kinda, yes.
Kawano appears
Last
to have
time on
been
Dragon Ball Z.
Kano appears to have been kind of like a fairly consistent hand in this era of Mega Man, especially the ones that try to have more plot, because he's also director on all 4 Mega Man Zero games.
Makes sense.
Now we finish this.
Which Mega
He's
Man
also
Zero
listed-
does do its best to go into this franchise, sort of.
Yeah, he was also a key player on the first 2 Dead Risings.
Interesting. I always, like, considering what I've heard, I always kind of assumed that was another one that was basically, Inafune at the helm.
He was the credited producer, but I don't know what producer does in Capcom. Like that's the issue, is that like the role of producer is not a consistent one, especially in Japanese companies. I don't know what it does in a lot of companies. Essentially, the only thing I can say about the role of producer comes from that infamous Hideki Kamiya quote from like a few, like probably about 5 years back on Twitter, where like someone asked him his opinion on Inafune, and he said it was around when Mighty Number 9 came out, which is probably what spurred it. But someone asked him what his opinion was, and he said he's a businessman, not an artist.
Do not forget.
Not a businessman. He's a businessman.
Yes.
Business.
And serve the master. We
Take
exist
care
for
of
this
business.
and only this purpose.
Apparently, Kawano was also essentially the creator, like the key creative on Breath of Fire.
Remember, the master says illogical things at times. If he does,
I want that
ignore him.
franchise back so bad.
I personally would be fine with it staying dead.
No.
Such as that by his
It can come back anytime it wants. Just be like it was in 2000 and it'll be fine.
Can it just be Dragon Quarter 2? That was much more interesting.
Well, okay, I'll take the Dragon Quarter in its own little universe. That's good too.
Wait, what missteps did Breath of Fire have in its later years? I don't remember.
It just
briefly
stopped.
Well, Breath of Fire 6 happened a few years back, and it was like a social mobile game shit.
Oh, that's upsetting.
Like the bigger problem is that just Breath of Fire doesn't really have an identity.
No, I very much disagree. I've heard that before, and I very much disagree with it because it's something that like I'm someone who's played the first Dragon Quarter. I feel is its own little universe, but if you take 1, 2, 3, and 4, I feel like there's a very solid identity for it, and I feel like 3 is like arguably the pinnacle of it, but they're all stories about like, okay, you take the Dragon Quest games. In my opinion, those are games very much about it's Smash Brothers. I feel codifies it. They're about pretty much straight up heroes doing heroic things. And I would say the Breath of Fire series is very similar to that, except whereas, there's the shonen trope of like the scrappy underdog who eventually has like universe destroying powers. But I feel like the Breath of Fire series, literally from the beginning, and it gets better in 3 and 4 about this, is about a scrappy hero who gets Dragon Ball Z level powers, but that isn't necessarily a good thing. And I feel like that's the identity of Breath of Fire. And that also is carried through in Dragon Quarter to a significant degree.
Much more literal degree.
Yeah, I was going to say it's literal as opposed to, I think it's figurative in the other stories. But basically the idea of becoming the scrappy hero who is like a 14-year-old kid who's thrust into a weird situation, who also has the ability to destroy God, is maybe not a great thing. And I feel like that is its genuine, unique identity, and something that does carry through all of those games. Of course, I'm not speaking for 6. I have no idea what happens in 6.
Mostly because 6 never saw any sort of English release, but the thing I will say, and like this comes from a place of someone who played through 2 once upon a time, played bits of 3, 4, and 1 at various points, but has never found them particularly interesting. I guess the way that I would describe it is like you mentioned you described Dragon Quest as being about heroes, and I would disagree on the basis that it would be like saying that Superman is about what if you just could do anything, in the sense of like, I suppose technically the protagonist is that, but that's not what I would consider a good Dragon Quest to be about.
Go on.
So like, there is like the best parts of Dragon Quest to me are usually the like vignette stories that Yuji Horii uses to tie them together. Like the writing in Dragon Quest is at its strongest around the other aspects of the story. The hero's journey feels to me in like the later, especially once you get to like 3 and onward, is like the framing device for the more interesting like episodic storytelling that happens between.
Can I chime in on that, actually?
Sure.
Just to say that I totally agree with you, fanboy. I remember Dragon Quest IX, which is Dragon Quest I probably played the most extensively, had a ton of like little self-contained stories of just the stuff going on in the people's lives in Dragon Quest world. Your dude was create a hero number 1. He was a blank slate for you to project onto. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But the things that like made me remember the game are like the story where supposedly a little girl came to life, but actually it was her doll that like was basically like possessed of a soul temporarily and trying to like emulate the girl because everybody was so excited about it and the doll didn't want to let anybody down. That shit was memorable and great, and that's sort of like what makes a Dragon Quest game for me. Stuff like that just sort of happening, and you're just
like that's kind of what I'm getting at when I say that like in my brain like Breath of Fire doesn't feel like it has an identity, because like if you make that point to point comparison, it's like if that's what I thought Dragon Quest was, I would say that Dragon Quest didn't feel like it had a real identity either.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I feel like you and I are sort of saying the same thing, because Dragon Quest, the vignettes, like, they're definitely the hugest part. But, like, the basic flow of all of them is that there is a problem involved that you solve by showing up. And
that is generally, yeah.
Right, and you are the hero, and like basically your presence is what dislodges whatever problems are in these stories. Like there's a town, thinking of I think it's 9 again. There's a town that has a horrible disease. You're not a doctor, but guess what? There is this weird plague creature that you can go kill, and then you've cured the entire town. And you've done it with the help of, like, a doctor who also, like, lost somebody who they loved or whatever. But, like, you're the hero. Like, you're heroing around.
I get what you mean, and I kind of understand, but at the same time, I almost disagree, only on the basis of that's called being a video game protagonist.
Well, and to a point, I feel like that's something that's sort of taken for granted in Dragon Quest, because so much of that defines how video games have gone from there. And, like, I understand what you're saying, but this is where the difference is in my mind, is that, again, Breath of the Fire 3, I think, does it the best. Breath of the Fire 4 is a very close second runner-up. But I feel like in Dragon Quest, the vignettes are in the service of being memorable stories. In Breath of Fire, the individual stuff you do in towns, like memorable things from 3, like, you know, training up some nerd to fight the town's bully, that actually happens. It's a pain in the ass. Like building a town up from nothing in Breath of Fire 2, all these kind of things. Like, I feel like it comes to all the Breath of Fires, I feel, come to a very deliberate point where it's kind of like, okay, you've seen the world, you've saved these people. Now, if you press the X button, you can kill them all. Would you like to do that? And whether or not they make it, like, deliberate as that or not, it's like, I feel like that's the identity of Breath of Fire, that you sort of do the similar Dragon Warrior, like, you're saving the world as you go and, you know, solving problems. But at the end of it, literally, a sort of god is like, okay, you did all this little cutesy shit. Now you could do something for yourself and, maybe obliterate it all, but are you that kind of a monster? And it's something that comes up again over and over in Breath of Fire, and that's what I feel is the identity there.
I guess I understand, and I'll probably try to play these games again, because every time I hear someone praise a game I think is bad, I end up trying to understand it. So I'm sure I'll play these again at some point.
That makes fanboy probably the best of all of us, because
no, that's not true.
that is an attitude that I will never ever have.
It's fine. You'll waste less of your life on games that you don't end up enjoying. But the thing I was going to say was, like, for me, what I end up taking from that is that, like, when Dragon Quest decides to, like, actually form a story about a hero, like, instead of using it as a framing device, it always feels like it has a lot more to say about what a hero is actually capable of doing, and, like, what it means to be, like, a destined hero, like, that sort of thing. Because, like, you'll get something like Dragon Quest 5, which premises itself on, like, searching for that legendary hero and then finding out that, oh, that's his son. Like, that sort of thing, where it's, like, contemplating that. Or you get the much more melancholic Dragon Quest stories, where it's, like, you got to a town and you did everything you could, and it, like, there was no happy resolution here, there was no fixing it. Like the fucking town that gets completely obliterated in Dragon Quest VII, or the Dragon Quest XI Mermaid Town. You get these, like, things where it's like, if it decides to be about being a hero, it's going to, like, examine those on, like, still a fairly simple level, but still, like, a more poignant level than I feel like I ever saw in, like the when I played Breath of Fire, like, I don't remember any towns from Breath of Fire, because it was just like, it felt like the individual vignettes were very stock, and, like, maybe they are contextualized by that final story about doing something for yourself, and, like, whether that's good or bad. But it feels like, for me personally, that's too little too late.
Fair enough.
Sorry, I don't mean to go in on you or anything.
Oh, no, I mean, this is... I'm not...
No, this is a fascinating conversation, actually. I appreciate it.
And also, I do have to say, about the Dragon Quest that do go in, I do feel like there is a little bit of a difference in... How do I put it?
Well, here we are. Let's do what
Like,
we came here to do. The rest will take care of itself.
I suppose just the fact that Dragon Quest has had the ability to breathe over the course of how many years? Like,
30?
I do feel like from 1 to 4, and then again considering quarters a little bit different, but I do feel like there is a certain benefit that Breath of Fire 1, 2, 3, and 4 very much do feel like they could be from the same orator, so to speak, because they were produced over the same amount of time. I do have to say that, like, I mean, and it's a matter of just changes within the time, but even Dragon Quest 4 and Dragon Quest 1 feel like they're from different universes.
I actually couldn't disagree more.
Really?
I feel like they're a very consistent, like, because they're charting an entire genre, and you can see how that
Which
genre...
is definitely a thing.
You can see how that genre is being built by the iteration that's happening from a team of creators who is growing to understand what they are making more with each thing. To me, they feel even more interconnected than that, because they are not because of that degree of needing to build up over time. Like, those first 4 games, they feel like a very like, it feels like you're watching the creation of a machine from and, like, to me, that makes it feel even more clear how much there was a consistent creative team behind them.
Interesting.
All right, updates from the chat.
MSB.
Is somebody going to kill me?
Well, okay, so first, Breakman says Dragon Quarter is, quote, in its own little universe, unquote, in that it's better than the other games.
I mean...
and then Mags is waiting for... Yeah, is waiting for a response to her ultimatum of either giving giving her Digimon or losing your shins.
I have said this
You
before.
can
We're
just
gonna play a
pretend that Data's a
Digimon.
Digimon. There's probably at least one Digimon that looks like Data.
There is also that. Alright. We're gonna play a Digimon game eventually. Do not be upset. There will
Are you
be
just saying
flying
that to
bread.
protect your shins?
No, I like the fact that Digimon exists.
What if I threaten you with something so that you can finish Death by Degrees?
I mean, like, that would just be annoying, since, like, I would definitely play it with the cheats on again, so it's just a matter
Yeah,
of,
that'll
like,
just be miserable for all of us.
walking in the direction I need to walk consistently.
Like, if you really want someone to stream Death by Degrees, you would probably be better off trying to force me to.
Would you actually engage with it on its level?
I would play it without cheats, if that's what you mean.
Ugh, terrible. I mean, just the idea of having to replay any single part of Death by Degrees is just awful to me.
It's an awful game, but, I mean, if I can fucking... listen, like, the ongoing thing is I will start streaming bad games if my Patreon gets to $100 a month. That's the promise. So, if you
I've been doing this for free like a sucker.
Listen, my time is valueless. I need to pretend it has value. Also, I don't have an actual job. I need to get money where I can.
Fair enough.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey, Skeleton's back. I missed him.
Hope you didn't think that I left because of the conversation. I left because I wanted to talk to my wife about something really quick.
No, that makes perfect sense. I figured you'd do that.
We will believe this for now.
You get to keep your shins.
I don't know why you get to keep your shins, but you get to keep them.
I feel like you should not keep your shins. I feel like we should remove your shins.
I don't want to do that.
Well, it's not your shins that are at risk.
I don't want to take his shins either, though. I consider Gogglebob a friend.
Well, so do I, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to take his shins.
I don't understand the meaning of friendship that allows you to just take your friend's shins.
Okay, listen, like, if Gogglebob needed a kidney, I'd give him a kidney, right?
We're back to kidneys again.
If, like, we had, like, you know, compatible blood types, and I was like, well, I guess I can cut back on drinking and all the other stupid shit I do so Gogglebob could be alive. But one of these days, Gogglebob, I'm gonna need a shit. Just one. Just one. I'm not gonna take both,
Why
but I'm
just
gonna need
one?
Because I don't need two shins. I already got two shins. But if one of those shins goes bad, I'm gonna need a shit. And now I'd have somebody who I just gave a kidney, so I can, like, you know, tit for tat this shit.
Well, I
got
really
this
can't
all
argue with
worked out.
that.
Exactly.
But in this case, it wouldn't even be you taking the shin.
Oh no, I would.
I don't
would
think
take it-
Max
I would
needs
take
an
it
extra
personally.
shin right now.
I would take it personally. I would literally just like burst through Gogglebob's front door, and he would be like, "Hi, Pete. What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "It's time to pay the piper." And he'd be like, "I haven't actually accepted a kidney from you. I don't have kidney failure." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you might one day. So let's take that shit.
Plan ahead.
Don't worry about the knives. I brought my own."
Well, that's not concerning at all.
Oh, it's extremely concerning.
I would
Yeah,
gladly
it's
give you
not
a
concerning,
kidney
it's
Tuesday
actually
for a
concerning.
shin today.
Wimpy is all about that life.
I'm not ready for, like, weird, like, bone-stealing gangster with me. Okay.
Are you saying that, like, are you saying that I shouldn't be like, yes, Bones for me!
That's actually what just came up in the fucking chat.
Catch
Max says,
Ramon.
understood, Shin's taken, and Drakeman says, Beat is just going to trade all of his organs for bones.
They aren't even my organs, they're just some guys. Because I'm a
All the
skeleton.
organs he's built up over a lifetime of stealing them.
Just the organ taker.
Just throw them in a fucking cooler. He didn't even remember to put ice in it.
Cool.
Impressive snake.
Impressive snacks.
I could go for a good snake. Big snake.
Decrease gravity, I think.
Big snack. Speed. Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm kind of interested in those Xbox games now.
You can play Sonic Generations, like the PC version. I don't think Sonic 06 is compatible.
Well, that's just disappointing.
Finally, I have an excuse to never play it again. It's me, a guy who's beaten it more than once.
Generations?
You can't.
Or 06?
No, 06.
Well, that's disappointing.
You can't see it, but I'm like pointing both thumbs at my own face.
I bought my thumb at you, sir. But not at you, sir.
It's extremely bad. I'm gonna say something about it. But yeah, I just want to play fucking Gun Valkyrie and play its famously fucked up controls.
I actually own that game, and it's one of the games, like, recently I went through all my old video games and put them into, like, giveaway, get rid of somehow, or, keep piles, right? And I kept a bunch of original Xbox games, so I am planning on upgrading to a new Xbox. So I do have a copy of Gun Valkyrie, and I am planning on playing it on my new Xbox.
Are you
when I get
Are
one,
you
'cause I
aiming
haven't gotten one.
Are you aiming for a new Xbox as your one next gen console, or are you planning to get both?
I mean, I'll probably end up with PS5 eventually, but that will be like when PS5s can be just purchased at Walmart. Assuming that ever happens, which, big if.
Probably someday.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like an unreasonable assumption, but
Pooch brings this stream up to two people who inexplicably own copies of Gun Valkyrie.
Someone just tweeted about Gun Valkyrie.
That's because it just got made backwards compatible. That's why people are talking about it again.
I see.
50 Cent Blood on the Sand is also now backwards compatible.
Hooray?
That game's a cult classic. There are people that like that. It's just like a piece of comical absurdism.
And Blood in the Sand.
50 Cent comical absurdism on the sand. Remember 50 Cent Bulletproof G-Unit Edition for your PSP?
No?
No. It was never on my PSP.
It was on your PSP, whether you did or not. But yeah, G-Unit Edition I recall being like a weird top-down construction. Yeah, top-down isometric viewpoint. It was sort of like it sort of made the game look like a mix between Diablo and like a twin-stick shooter.
That is certainly odd.
Wait, top, down, and ice. Wait, hold on.
I need to see a screenshot.
PSP version featured a vitamin water minigame in which the player plays as 50 Cent at the apex of his business endeavors. Don't you crave the vitamin water minigame? Yeah, 2 months. Okay, Brakeman also owns Gun Valkyrie, so it's like the Gun Valkyrie owners convention of the stage.
I'm glad everybody in the chat owns Gun Valkyrie.
Everybody has
Gun Valkyrie owners convention. Gun Valkyrie might actually be older than Max.
Mags is 19, I believe. So yeah.
So is Gun Valkyrie.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Damn.
That's like owning Gun Valkyrie.
No, Gun Valkyrie is also 19, so it depends on months and shit.
Yeah, that's why I said might be.
Mags, when approximately is your birthday?
Yeah, for the record, Gun Valkyrie was a March 18th, 2002 video
Well,
game.
that's going to be hard to beat. That's pretty early in the year.
That's pretty early in the year.
Yeah.
What was my game of the year for 2002?
2000.
You have a fucking flowchart for it.
Yes. I'm bringing it up.
Okay. I actually want to hear like the game of the years that for Calico for all like of the for all the 2010s.
Okay.
But actually, fuck it. Like, give me like 20 games of the year since the new millennium started, which I guess now is just the normal millennium.
Well, okay. So
You're going to be seeing a new one for a while.
All right. So you want me to start from 2000 and go up?
2000. Yeah, start from 2000.
Okay. So 2000, my game of the year was Baldur's Gate 2.
All right. So you're a fucking nerd, and I hate you.
2001, my game of the year was Capcom versus SNK 2.
That
All
makes
right.
perfect sense.
Good choice. Good choice. That tracks with what I know about Calscope. All right.
You love millionaires fighting.
It's not Advance Wars, but it's up there. So you know what? You get a pass on that.
Are you going to play Advance Wars Reboot Camp with?
I certainly am because I like Advance Wars a lot, and Advance Wars is good.
So have you played Wargroove? Because I forgot that I owned the game and I was getting some
I
advanced.
saw you playing that a little while.
Like, okay, I'm sure it's good, and I know that like the people who like Advance Wars have all said, "Oh, it's super great." But every time I see it, all I can think of is their marketing materials that just use the words "best girl" and just go, "Nope." And I realize that's entirely just a personal bias thing. But like, if you want the person known as being online to not play your video game, you use that phrase.
I've never seen that marketing.
It is literally on the T-shirt that in Travis Strikes Again.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So
2002 then.
2002. So the year of Mag's birth, I'm assuming, is Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3.
Yeah, no, reasonable. Back then, Blizzard was not the Blizzard that currently exists. Hey, speaking of which, I bet you can play Warcraft 3 on your current console if you still have the CD you downloaded from. You can't. It'll automatically update to the shitty version.
Hey, did we all want to make fun of Bobby Kotick for a minute?
I absolutely want to make fun of Bobby Kotick. Fuck Bobby Kotick. I would kick Bobby Kotick in the nuts hard enough to kill an ostrich.
Well, but he actually ended up being the one that wrote that.
He wrote like the fucking letter about how like these charges are trumped up. Like claimed it was written by someone else. Then wrote a letter claiming that he didn't agree with the letter he wrote for someone else to write their name on.
God,
that is incredible.
And how much
oh my
money
god, I
does he
just God, it would be
also,
difficult.
we found out today that he apparently like sent a voicemail to an employee. He had to settle out in court about this, but he apparently sent a voicemail to an employee proclaiming that he would kill them.
And also, the settlement out of court, my understanding, was like a not insignificant amount.
Yeah, because he threatened.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, like
whenever the term "settle out of court" is used, it's literally just like an insanely rich person saying, "How much money do I have to throw at this to make it go away?" The only reason settlements out of court exist is because it turns out, like, if you can turn your entire life around with a fraction of somebody's money, you'll just take it. And I do not hate anybody for taking that. I absolutely
100% do that.
Yeah, like that does not speak that speaks to the
It's like,
lack
if I
of
have to
character
actually
from
go to
Bobby
court, I'm going to get destroyed by, like, legal fees anyway.
I mean, that is 100%
Yeah, like that
accurate.
does not speak to the ills of Bobby Kotick. It speaks to the ills of the American court system, but I hold nothing against the people who just take the money and walk away. I hold
Yeah,
nothing
take the
against
money
them.
and run.
No, that
Yeah.
is definitely the way
Suddenly
to
I
go.
don't have to ever work again.
I can tell you
And I
with
don't have to
absolute,
think about this court case again.
I can tell you with
Yeah.
absolute certainty that juries generally aren't sympathetic as a rule.
Yeah, no. Juries are just looking for most like people like in juries are looking for somebody to punish. They're excited to hurt somebody.
Well, and never mind the fact that like we're dealing with like 20 years worth of people being told like, oh, there's nothing but frivolous lawsuits. Like it's
Oh.
like
Yeah.
Twenty,
dude,
more
that
like
is not a
30 at this
thing.
point.
It was like a essentially political project started in the 80s, so we'll go with like nearly 40 at the stage.
God.
Yeah, fucking A.
Oh, do you want me to continue with the list?
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
2003.
What?
2003 was.
Okay, wait. I gotta look up video games 2003 really quick, so I can make a
Oh,
guess.
do you want to guess?
Is it KOTOR?
Wait,
I mean, I'm not
who
gonna
wants to
guess
Who
all of
wants to
them,
guess?
but I'm gonna guess a few of them. All right, I'm just gonna go right off the top of my head and say that your number one game of 2003 was
Who wants to beat
either
up a millionaire?
Beyond Good or Evil or the original Call of Duty. Nah,
Back to
just
the
kidding.
Old
It's
Republic.
I was right!
Fanboy called it.
I called it because you put Baldur's Gate 2 in 2000, so it's like that.
No, that makes sense. But like, man, lame. All right, what's
I
2004?
would like, however, to say that Beyond Good and Evil sucks.
It's not bad. Like, it's not
No,
great.
it's not very good,
Spicy.
man.
Not bad. Okay, 2004. It's gonna be Doom 3. It's gotta be Doom 3.
That
Ninja
doesn't seem
Gaiden
right.
for the Xbox.
Oh, that fucking
Uh,
owns.
What was it?
Ninja
Ninja
Gaiden
Gaiden for the
Xbox.
Xbox.
No, that was a good one. That's cool. All right, let's hit. Here's the 2005. Before you say anything, I'm gonna
Is
say
it RE4?
it's definitely Resident Evil 4. Yeah, Resident Evil 4.
Okay,
All right, everybody, it is a gimme.
I mean, it's fucking Resident Evil 4. I mean, come on. Okay, 2006. It's gonna be the incredible Rockstar game Bullet League.
That game actually is pretty good, but I don't actually have a guess for 06.
Oh wait, no, I actually do have a guess. Gears of War, because Gears of War is actually a very good video game.
It is not that, and this is not probably not one of my top tier Zeldas, but it was
Oh, it's Twilight Princess? That's a good game.
Twilight Princess is good. I like Twilight Princess a lot.
There's
and
there's
Brakeman
at
is
least
yelling
three
at you for
Zelda-
picking Ninja Gaiden, not Snake Eater.
So the thing is, like, I
You
never
guys more fun
finished
than Snake Eater.
Snake.
Yeah, I said I
Never
don't
finished
give a
Snake
fuck.
Eater. Because I watched my brother beat it.
Hey, that's my Metal Gear Solid 4 experience.
I actually watched my brother beat Metal Gear Solid 4 also.
Yeah, there we go.
Good choice.
Good choices.
Excellent
All right,
play,
2007. I'm going to make a controversial pick here and say it's going to be Bioshock, and that will be wrong because Bioshock is bad.
Bioshock 1's a good game.
Fanboy, you want to make any guesses?
I don't know your tastes well enough to make a confident guess.
Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh, that's a really good guess. That's an excellent guess.
Excellent
it's like,
choice.
yeah,
Really
I'm telling
good
you what
pick.
my favorite game was from you.
See, I was out here saying Bioshock is like a cruel, spiteful thing. But then you said Super Mario Galaxy, and I'm like, I see you are a man of actually excellent taste and class.
That was a
All right.
close year because Portal also came out in 2007.
Oh yeah, those are good games. Those are unambiguously good games. All right,
07's a good year.
2008 had some absolute bangers. I know
You're
it's
not gonna
not
be happy.
great, and
You're not
I'm
going to be happy with my
betting
2008.
it's not going to be Brawl.
Can't believe it's Grand Theft Auto 4.
It's not Grand Theft Auto 4, I think. I'm going to go Gears of War 2 because that was when the Gears of War series peaked.
You would be happy with that, though.
I would be happy with that, yes. But
Yes,
It's
and
Persona.
I say you're not going to be happy with my
It's Persona
2008.
4.
oh, it's going to be Persona 4.
Indeed.
Let's skip ahead.
Okay, 2009.
2009.
It should be easy if you look up what games came out in 2009.
Let me see here.
I'm not a cheater, so I'm not doing that.
Halo 3 ODST. which is actually one of my favorite games to this day. Just a really fucking good shooter.
Street
It's also
Fighter
the
4.
only one Bungie was happy while making.
Yeah, the only points in Bungie, in anybody in Bungie's like career where they experience something akin to joy while on the job.
Yeah, there's like a fucking oral history of Halo a few years back where it was like, that was the only one where they had like a functional development.
But like, to answer what the actual guess is, it's Bayonetta.
Street Fighter 4.
Oh, of
Oh,
course.
well that's, of course, obviously. Yeah, no, that's like a
Of course.
fucking like greatest
Noted
of all
scrub.
time.
It's like, remember
Yeah,
when I came
like-
back? It was nice.
The idea of it not being Street Fighter 4, I'm shocked Street Fighter 4 didn't show up on my stupid little list here. Alright, 2010. My guess, just clicking through these, Heavy Rain came out that year. That's
You
fucking
don't guess Heavy
hysterical.
Rain.
Game of the year!
Oh man, if only. But no, it's StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
very Cali-struck choice.
Obviously, that's like laser focus of the CalScope demographic. All right, 2011. What we got? What's your fanboy? Let's hear your guess first.
I don't, like, 2011 is not a banner year for me, so I don't
I'm just
remember what actually
googling
was
like
out.
years, and then I'm
Yeah, but I consider that cheating, so I'm not doing it.
Well, like I don't have like a fucking encyclopedia.
I was gonna say, I
knowledge of
can't think of what
released.
games
Yeah,
came out
that's
what
why
year.
I'm saying it would be cheating for me, because my entire gimmick is, oh, he knows too much about games.
All right, it's probably not Skyward Sword because that one lost a lot of like longtime Zelda fans.
Also, I
That game
never
And
got you.
That
I
game's chosen
don't
your favorite
believe
Zelda game
CalScope's
regardless of
a
what it is.
huge Dark Souls fan, even though Dark Souls is in fact very good. So I'm going to say Portal 2, even though
So I
it's not
have
as good as Portal.
So the funny thing is, even though I love Portal, I have not played more than 30 minutes into Portal 2, and I don't know why.
Thing.
Interesting.
I mean, it's always just, I didn't really need more Portal.
Yeah, like we got the exact right amount of Portal from Portal, and like while Portal did introduce like a few interesting ideas with the gels and stuff, like
Portal 2, yeah.
yeah, like Portal 2 introduced like a few interesting ideas with the gels and the like. The vast majority of Portal 2 is just, hey, I heard you like Portal. Here's some more Portal. And
Additional Portal.
yeah,
So-
here's some additional Portal. So, like, you know,
So, Dark Souls is actually like number 2 on my list because I don't
damn.
remember what games I played. I haven't even finished it, and I actually only got. How far am I? I'm currently going through Anor Londo. So
is it the game
That was like
that's
the
okay?
half to
Okay.
two-thirds mark.
So here's a fun fact: in 2011, the game that still to this day has the rawest like line in all of video game writing came out. Just incredibly like devastating, like single line, incredibly well done. Came out, and that would be Gears of War 3 for a scene that I will never ever forget, where Cole just like looks at like a supermarket like standee of his like his Wheaties box from back when he was like a sports star, and he just stares at it for a second, and then just mutters to his friends, "Ever feel like you died, but nobody told you?"
Yeah, you
And
put
then like
that one a lot.
immediately goes back into like his persona that we all know is now an act that he is putting up to keep morale high about how, okay, let's get through the rest of this, guys. We got this. Just that
Also, if
one
you try to
moment where
interact
he
with
breaks,
Sandy further, it starts screaming slogans at you.
yeah, there's that one moment where he breaks kayfabe, and that is just like incredible writing in a video game. I've never
I need
seen
to
it
play
like
more
it.
of the Gears of War games. I've never.
The first
finished
3 are extremely good. After that, I have no fucking idea. Don't really care because
I really
the first
wish that
3
the
tell a
third one
complete
didn't
story.
have so many goddamn Lambent. They're not actually fun to fight, but it's a good game.
Yeah, no, they're good games on the whole.
Wait,
There's a
my-
reason cover
my-
shooters became a thing after that.
My actual game of the year for 2011 is Bastion.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that makes
okay.
sense. Yeah.
Well, that's a game I've
Oh,
forgotten
you know what? It
about.
also officially released that year. Fucking
What?
Minecraft.
It's true.
Also,
During
Streets of
Steam.
Rage. Not. Also, Saints Row 3, which I
Ooh.
would say is probably
That might have
the
been my
best
game
Saints
of the year.
Row pre. Let's just fucking go nuts with this shit.
Saints Row 3 kind of is when they just fucking go
Yeah,
nuts
no,
with this
I
shit.
would say
Yeah, but
Saints
like
Row.
Saints Row 4 is where they just give you superpowers and say it's all simulation and like you're actually.
So yeah, the game turned into... They decided that instead of knocking off GTA, they were going to knock off Crackdown.
Yeah, which honestly, good deal. It's the correct choice. They had already like taken the GTA formula as far as they could, so then they made you the president and then had you kill aliens. They made you the president, then they made you a space god emperor. All right, 2012, moving right along.
2012. Okay, so there's a technicality, like 2 choices depending on how you want to count the technicality.
I mean, like if it released like if you got it for Christmas 2011, I'll count it as 2012. Whatever. I don't.
Well, I'm going off release dates, but I want to know if Fanboy can guess from me saying there's a technicality involved. If he can guess it.
Okay.
Persona 4 Golden.
Obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say my game of the year that year, just going by like the Google like little like scroll bar at the top. My personal like one that like left a huge impact on me would be Spec Ops: The Line, which I realize a lot of people have very like real complaints about, and I appreciate, but that one got me. That one got to me in ways I did not expect the game could get to me. So that's
What is 2013?
Oh wait.
Yeah.
If you were
But like we're not counting like barely updated remakes. What is it?
Yeah. Then it would be Mark of the Ninja.
Oh, that was really good too.
Oh, that's an
So,
easy
Mark.
No hate
Me,
there.
Mark Ninja.
Mark Ninja. All right. Okay, 2013. There are already 4 game. Oh wow! Like literally every game, like in the very top at the result at like the little like scroll bar of the Google search is one that makes me like retch a little bit. Just
If anyone says
ugly
Last of Us,
shit.
I'm allowed to fight them.
Okay, the first ones on this list are Bioshock Infinite, Grand Theft Auto 5, The Last of Us, Assassin's Creed 4, Tomb Raider 2013, and then finally we get a game that's actually fun to play with Super Mario 3D World, which honestly wasn't
Tomb Raider
that great.
2013 is a fun game.
Yeah. Well,
It's a fun game to play.
Alright, sure, I'll give that one to you. Okay, so...
More like Bioshock Infinite, am I right?
I fucking hate Bioshock.
I mean, Pooch is 100% correct.
I fucking hate the entire Bioshock series just lives inside of its own asshole and is upset that you don't want to live there with it.
Bioshock 1 is still good.
Okay.
But given like what the information I have in front of me, I'm going to guess Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds because it's a really nice 3DS game and everybody likes it. It's a really nice little game.
That game needs to get re-released so that it doesn't disappear into the ether.
Exactly. Okay, let's see. So, Link Between Worlds, that came out in 2013, huh?
That's a 2013 game, yep.
Oh, okay. So, well, I'm going.
Winner.
It's not gonna take over number 1, but it might take over number 2.
All right.
Number 1 was Fire Emblem Awakening.
Oh,
Yeah, all right,
that
I
beats
can see that.
this.
I will not judge nor hate you for that.
Sometimes the chess
Other
pieces
2013 games, Papers, Please. All right, cool. Metal Gear Rising, that was a good one. Gone
That's
Home,
pretty good.
which
I
everything
need to finish that. I need to finish Metal Gear.
it's really great. The final boss literally is just a Dragon Ball character. Fucking awesome. All right, moving on to 2014. Oh my goodness, there are some titles on this list. Super Smash Bros. 4, basically, for like Wii U or P3DS, but it's basically just 4, is
Yeah, it's 4.
Of course on the list, but I don't believe CalScope's huge on that one. So I'm going to go ahead and say Dark Souls 2, even though it's not considered the best of the Dark Souls.
I would consider it the worst.
There you go.
2014 is Ultra Street Fighter 4.
That makes sense, yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
How do you feel about Red Focus?
Okay, so what's like the best updated remake or re-release?
Shovel Knight.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, sure. Little NES throwback. Not a super complicated game, but a very nice little game. No complaints.
I would
All
disagree.
right,
I think it's
2015.
complicated in ways.
We are getting up there in the years. Going through this list, I am going to just make a wild blind. Like my immediate guess would be Bloodborne because that was the game that I found the most personally impactful, even though I barely got into it at all from this year. But I'm going to be a contrarian and say it was Axiom Verge.
So, first of all, for for the Dark Souls games, because I kind of want to beat the first one before playing any of the other ones.
He has not played any of the
Okay,
later
so it's not
ones.
even on the list. Never mind then. I'm changing my answer to Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection.
Oh.
So my game of 2015 was
Oh
actually...
wait, it's Undertale. It's got to be Undertale.
Yes, yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Of course, it's fucking Undertale. Why wouldn't it be Undertale? Obviously, it's Undertale.
All right, 2016.
All right, 2016. Overwatch. Let's move on. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Let's never talk of this again. Wait, no. Street Fighter V came out in 2016, but Street Fighter V was
Kelly doesn't love that
gloriously
one.
bad at release.
I was gonna say at release it was
took a
the
while
saddest
for
thing
Street Fighter
ever.
V.
So
to become
the funny
good.
thing is, even though Street Fighter V is way better now, I played it a lot more at launch. So,
We should play more of that, though. That's a fun game to play.
Doom. The Doom 2016 is on
when
the
is
list.
Doom gonna be out?
I need to finish Doom 2016 also. Maybe that'll climb up.
So do
but
I. So do I.
As of right now, my game of 2016 is Street Fighter V.
All right, fair enough. Moving on to 2017. All right. Okay, we got... Oh, okay, obviously. Fucking
Luke
obvious.
is supposed to be out this month, but they still haven't given a drop date for it.
It's Breath of the Wild. 2017,
Yes,
there's no
yes.
game better than Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
Super Mario Odyssey, though, is a very close matchup.
Yeah,
second
seriously.
So yeah, 2017 was a
motherfucker of a year.
So Breath of the
Also,
Wild.
also 7, Resident Evil 7, Cuphead, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, which
God,
I
that was
don't
a
like,
good
but it's up there.
Well,
It's an important game.
Fucking Sonic Mania came out in 2017. Jeez, 2017 had everything.
Yeah, 2017.
2017 was stacked.
My top 4 in 2017 was Breath of the Wild, Nier Automata, which I'm sure I'm mispronouncing, Tekken
No,
7,
you're right.
and Mario Odyssey. Each, which seemed like the 3 runner-ups seemed like they could have won their own Game of the Year if they were released another year.
Further
Oh,
apart.
absolutely. 2017 was just a fucking monster of a year as far as video game releases go.
One day I'll properly play Automata.
So will I.
Please
eventually.
do so. It's fun.
All right, 2018. God, so in stark contrast to 2017, the first results on the little scroll bar at the top here, I hate all of them. Not because I have played them, it's just a gut reaction thing. It's just I look at them and go, "You no." I don't think you're a Red Dead Redemption 2 guy or a God of War guy.
That game's an ungodly form of misery.
I am a Smash Bros. Ultimate guy, but I don't believe that necessarily extends to Cal Scrub, so I'm going to go out on a crazy limb and say Celeste.
You should have gone with your own pick.
Oh, Smash Ultimate? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Small.
I mean, I definitely play other fighting games a lot more, but I still do like Smash Ultimate, and I do.
No, Smash Ultimate's just fucking fun. I love Little Mac, and anybody who disrespects Little Mac, I will ban from this Discord immediately.
I tell you that the best Smash player at work before she left the company was a Little Mac player. And we would all be like, okay, I've heard on the streets that Little Mac is low tier, but we all keep getting our asses whooped.
Yeah, that's the
You
thing
can
about
be
Little
very
Mac.
good with a low tier character, and 2, a lot of times when you're playing as a low tier character, people don't actually know the matchup.
Yeah, there are 2 secret strengths to playing a super low tier character. One, nobody actually knows the ways to combat them because they all are just oh well, I don't need to know how to fight Little Mac because it's Little Mac. Who cares? And 2, once you decide you are going to kill a top tier with a low tier, that implies a level of dedication and possibly madness that will drive you to insane lengths. I have not gone quite to those lengths myself, but I watch Peanut VODs all the time, and those things are fucking amazing.
Is that the current top Little Mac player?
He is considered to be the best Little Mac player in the world. He has not yet won a super major tournament, but he's gotten to 4th or second in a ton of them. So yeah, no, he's pretty good. All right, 2019. I don't think you're a Death Stranding guy, or an Outer Worlds guy, or a Luigi Mansion 3 guy. And I know fanboy's a Kingdom Hearts 3 guy, but I don't necessarily think that translates to Cal Scrub. So, fuck it. Seed Creo, Shadows Die Twice.
Remember, this is part of the Dark Souls lineage.
Yeah, this is not allowed.
Oh, shit. Never mind then. In that case, Fire Emblem Three Houses.
There you go.
But did I get it?
Yes. It was
right,
close
then.
with Slay the Spire, but
I didn't hear what the answer was. What was it?
Fire
Three
Emblem Three
Houses.
Houses.
Oh, it should have been. It should have known. Should have.
Yeah. All right, 2020. Obviously, it's Animal Crossing. Moving right along.
For me, I think it was FF7 remake.
Yeah, no, I would assume absolutely. For me, just going through these, I don't think I had a game of the year in 2017. Oh wait, no, Streets of Rage 4.
2020, yeah.
Obviously, Streets of
Oh
Rage
yeah,
4.
that was a real good game.
Yeah,
So-
fucking Streets of Rage 4.
Streets of Rage 4 was my game of the year up until September.
Oh, what happened in September?
Hades.
Oh yeah, you were digging the tank for that.
There's a reason I don't play roguelites, and that's because I know myself and I know what I should not do. And roguelites.
Yeah, I think I talked to Carly Strom about this a few times. Like, do not recommend these kinds of games to beat because it's a cruelty.
Yeah, no, it's just something. It like the second I see it's a roguelite, I just say, oh well, then I guess I will never buy it, and that's
Because otherwise they eat 1,000 hours of your life.
yeah. And otherwise, I just play them until I'm miserable and I genuinely hate them, but I won't stop. It's just not. It's just something that like I should not do. So like, yeah, so like I have
whooping your
come to the
ass.
conclusion that when there is a roguelite, I just say no, thank you. I'm better off
Say
without.
no, thank you.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes
Just say no.
And that's upsetting because people will show me like these games with awesome skeletons in them, and like they'll be like on Steam for like $2, and I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. What is it? They're like, oh, it's got procedurally generated levels, and like every run is different.
RPG
And I'm like,
elements
never mind,
and,
fuck
like-
you.
You get
And
better
finally
every
we are
time.
at 2021. Shit. 2021 in video games. Wikipedia. Goddamn. All right. This is not a release list. It's not a release
for
list
me,
at all.
we actually briefly, I think, discussed this before the thing started. It was just me and Gogglebot, I think. But
Yes.
I think for me, it's currently Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
That actually makes perfect sense. Let's see. Didn't Resident Evil 8 come out this year?
Yeah,
that would
Village
be
is
my
really
guess.
close for me.
That would be my guess for Calscrub, not
Yeah.
fanboy. Wait, no, it's gonna be some shit like Danganronpa or something fucking.
No, there hasn't been a new one of those in ages anyway.
Persona Strikers.
So it is actually
Goggle
Great
Bomb,
Ace
I
Attorney
will
Chronicles.
cut you.
It's
yeah,
actually
okay.
Great Ace
That's
Attorney Chronicles. We are in,
There we
we
go.
have an
All
accord.
We have an answer.
All right, and man, yeah, we've gone through all the 2000s.
What's your game of the year
There
for
we go.
2022?
Untitled Breath of...
Street Fighter 6 for sure.
I already know for a fact that my game of the year 2022 will be Breath of the Wild 2 because everything I have seen of it makes me just go, yes, Breath of the Wild, but more of it. And Breath of the Wild was just like one of the greatest like things I've ever experienced. Like, yeah, so.
It's tragic watching Gogglebob get his ass beat in this fashion, but he seems to be slightly recovering.
Well, I thought
I
he was
hadn't even
getting
been looking at it because I
I
was
thought he was
busy.
getting his ass beat by that face, but then he won. So
Well, he took a lot more damage in this room.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at what Pushkin says now. More like Bioshock Infinite, am I right? Six
Yeah,
skeleton, what's the game? Visual novel. Fuck you and your grandparents. Paraphrase combo I had with Beat. I don't remember saying fuck you and your grandparents. I typically try not to attack your grandparents so much as I'll say stuff like fuck your couch, your life, and your inherent truths. But like I don't believe I've ever said fuck your grandparents.
So what was the game? Okay, so Link Between Worlds came out in 2013. That's probably
Yes.
taking them over the number 2 spots.
All right. What was the thought before Look Between Worlds?
Etrian Odyssey 4.
I see. Yes. I remember the time I went on Talking Time, people were talking about Etrian Odyssey, and I was like, hey, wasn't that the one with like the really fucking skeevy art? And everybody was like, well, you don't have to pick it. And I just like kept posting the exact same picture of like a skull with a very big frown on it from Dr. McNinja.
A very beat
like
move.
4 times in a row.
And people kept responding to it for some reason.
They were trying to enjoy Etrian Odyssey in my presence, and I was not going to allow that to stand.
It was mostly weird that they kept trying to, like, talk to you about it.
Yeah, like you'd think
like,
at one point or another they would just write it off as a lost cause. Okay,
but what's your game of the year 1999, Kelly Spur?
Oh, are we going backwards now? Okay.
When did
That's now
Marvel
it's important.
Capcom 2 come out?
Okay, so you guys have any guesses for 99?
Sonic Adventure. Why not?
That seems unlikely to me. I'm assuming 98 is Tekken 3, because I think that's when that came out.
Soul Calibur.
So,
Calibur seems
might
like
be
the
a-
best.
99 was the PS1 release of Street Fighter Alpha 3.
There you go.
How long did you spend playing World Tour mode?
A little bit, actually. I didn't completely ignore it. I mean, there was
I mean,
no
World
online
Tour mode
play.
is about as good of a single-player mode as Street Fighter ever had.
And for 98, it surprised me too, but Tekken 3 was actually number 2.
Oh, wow. Bowling mode didn't, or volleyball mode, I can't remember which one's in that, didn't sway you?
98 was, unless anyone wants to guess.
I mean, there's like 98's another murderer for like Legend of Zelda.
Okay, I gotta check this now. Wait, 98?
Metal
Oh yeah,
Gear Solid.
that was 98? God.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Video
it's the
games
murderer's
that-
row unit.
See, StarCraft came out that year. That seems like it would hit all the
it's
buttons.
StarCraft.
But I'm gonna be a contrarian and say it was Half-Life.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh,
Ooh, okay. Interesting choice. Interesting choice.
StarCraft was number 3, and Ocarina of Time was number 4.
All right, fair enough.
gotcha.
97. I'm gonna go with the obvious one and say Final Fantasy VII, but it could
Number
just
2.
as easily be Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Number 1.
There we go.
There you
Hey,
go.
what do you know? Knocked it out of the park. What happened in 96? We're getting like way back
Yeah.
there.
It goes-
Okay,
my
obviously
list goes
Super
all
Mario
the way back to 1985.
I can't believe
wow.
it's King's Field 3.
Okay, yeah, no, 1996 is going to be Super Mario 64, right? Am I
No,
correct?
gotta
Super Mario 64 was number 2.
Oh my, okay, then Resident Evil.
Nah.
Street Fighter
that
Alpha
doesn't
2
seem
for the PS.
Oh,
That
okay.
makes way more
Okay,
sense. That's
I
not even a
see.
good port.
I should have known. Oh fuck, Sonic 3D Blast was that year as well. Damn. Alright. Okay, 95 is Chrono Trigger.
Yes.
Good
That
And
makes
then,
sense.
then the next on the list is Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness, right?
Yes.
Hey, what do you know? I know Calscript attack. Okay, 94. Let's see if I can keep this rolling. Super Metroid.
Super Turbo.
Super Turbo was number 2. Super Metroid was number 3.
Oh, shit.
Whoa!
Wow, okay. Well, Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles came out in 94, so that's the
More
top
like
of my list
Knuckles.
forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Warcraft, Orcs and Humans came out in 94, but it seems like it'd be up Calscript's
Even
alley.
Warcraft fans don't like Warcraft ones.
Fair enough. Then fuck it, Earthbound. Why not?
Final Fantasy 6.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
no, it's
sorry.
super obvious now that I say it. Okay, 93. Keep going. We got Myst, we got Doom, we got Star Fox. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Kirby's Adventure.
And boy, you want to make a guess?
Going for the
No.
Nintendo game.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo for the Super
Oh, of course. Hyper
Of
fighting.
course it's Street Fighter. Calscript's a Street Fighter guy. Alright, Sonic CD was also 1993. That's
I
interesting.
assume like 1992 is like World Warrior? Well, unless
World
Champion
Warrior-
Edition was also 92.
Probably not the worst guess. Final Fantasy V came out in 92, as did the Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Mortal Kombat and Kirby's Dream Land. We got some real hitters this year.
If you put Mortal Kombat in, I'm legally allowed to beat the hell out of you.
Obviously, that's not my guess. Fuck it, Kid Chameleon.
World Warrior was number 3.
Okay,
Huh.
what's number 2?
Streets of Rage 2.
Kick ass. I mean, obviously. What's number 1?
Link to the Past.
Oh, that's a good choice.
all bangers. All bangers. All right, 1991. Wait, Link's to the Past is 1991. Maybe
No, I
that's...
think it's a 92 game in the US.
Okay, yeah, U.S. releases. All right, this must be just going by their first release. This is my list. Fucking list. All right, so yeah, 1991. Yeah, 1992. Okay, so 91. Obviously, it's Battletoads.
Mario World, you love it.
It is Mario World.
Of course, it's Mario
Yeah.
World.
Correct
That's 91. Which now is good as Sonic 2. So I
Or
can't even see
Mario
that.
World.
I can't even see that like being on my CalScripts list. Okay, 1990. It's gonna be Mario 3. It's absolutely Mario 3.
Mario
Mario
3 was number 3.
Oh, damn. Okay. In that case,
I feel like you're about to die.
Final Fantasy 3.
Wait, Final Fantasy 3. Oh, are you looking? I did not play.
Nobody played Final
I guess that
Fantasy
would
3.
count if it came
Didn't
out.
get released in the States until like 2006.
It's also not very fun.
When did all the Final Fantasies come out for the Famicom?
The first one's 87. And then like 89, 88 and 90, I think. 87.
I see.
I mean, okay, so Mega Man 3 is 1990. Does that make your list?
Number 2.
Okay, I'm on the right track here. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, Chris Dallas.
I am shocked that did not just kill you.
It's alright, I have
what's number
no
one,
health
Casper?
for the second phase.
Final Fantasy 1.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense because U.S. releases. Okay, moving on to '89. We are getting into the dinosaur days here. All right, obviously it's Super Mario Land.
We have gone before my own Europe.
Oh no, wait! Minesweeper came out in 1989. It's Minesweeper. It's gotta be Minesweeper.
No, but that probably would make my top 3. Did it really come out in
According to Google.
1989? Alright, I gotta make some,
Gotta make some adjustments to Minesweeper.
But anyway, yeah, so...
River City Ranch.
No, although that is a good game.
Final Fight? I guess that'd be
No.
the arcades. Super Mario Land? No, obviously
No.
not. Nobody likes Super
Or like
Mario Land.
River Shitty Ransom.
Damn.
Number 2...
Okay, Revenge of Shinobi.
No.
Really? Yeah, go figure.
Number
That's a great
2...
soundtrack, but I hate playing it.
Number 2 was Mega Man 2.
Oh, obviously.
Oh,
yeah,
that
we
makes
got
sense.
two rules.
And number 1 was Tetris.
That almost feels like cheating. Mario game.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
It had to come out
Okay,
some
1988. So this is going by the at this point, like the release dates are throwing everything off on like Google searches here. So I'm
Do you
just gonna,
seriously not get to use the energy canteen again?
year. Evidently not.
Oh, specifically,
This time I
1989
should do
was
better.
1989 was the U.S. release of Game Boy Tetris, because apparently the original Tetris came out
Yeah.
in 1984.
yeah, no,
I mean, you're like, it's a very loose definition of coming out. Like, that's when Pajitnov would have made it on Electronica 60, but
okay. So apparently in 1988, Super Mario 3 came out in Japan, but we're not going by those dates. We're
yeah,
going by American
we
dates.
aren't using those.
Maybe if I add America to my search here. Wow, that did not help at all. Fuck it, Dragon Warrior 3.
Wait, what
So
year
we're
are we
looking
on?
at 1988?
1988.
U.S. release.
U.S. releases. I don't have a U.S. release list.
I can't believe it's Return of Weirdna.
Uh,
Oh wait, that's 87 in America.
God damn it! I missed my opportunity to say same fucking shit in 1998. I'm so mad now. Final Fantasy 2.
Bionic
That
Commando.
wasn't even released in the US.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a great one.
What was that?
Bionic
Bionic
Commando. The
Oh.
first game that I played where I made Hitler's head blow up.
Everybody loves
First of many.
Okay, 87 is Contra. It's gotta be Contra.
It's Return of Weirdna. It's gotta be.
It is Mega Man 1.
Oh.
Which,
It's not even
I
a good
mean,
Mega Man. It's not even a good Mega Man.
Damn, fanboy out here spitting facts slash blasphemies.
I mean, it definitely doesn't compare to 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Are you a Mega Man 1?
No, I've got
Hard.
no love for Mega Man 1.
Oh, Punch Out came out that year too. So it's Punch
Featuring
Out, right?
Little Mac.
Yeah, featuring Little Mac.
Featuring Little Mac and possibly featuring Mr. Green.
Yeah.
I like that circle strafing is the solution to this boss.
I
I'll
think
always remember one of the greatest things I ever did at Talk Time was my list of Smash Bros. Characters that have killed gods. And it was, I gave Little Mac an edge case because he beat Mike Tyson in 1987.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
And people were like telling me, well, what about like Solid
Mike Tyson's
Snake?
not actually in the original release of that game.
Really? When did it
In
become
the
Mike
Japanese
Tyson?
or in the original Japanese release, it stopped before him.
That
really, they didn't
feels
even have
like
Mr.
a
Green.
cheat.
It was like not a proper release at that time. I believe it was some sort of prize that you got. But eventually, when they released it properly in the US, they had added the true final boss of Mike Tyson.
All right, excellent. Iron Mike. Perhaps not the greatest boxer, but definitely the best promoted.
That's important.
That's extremely important in boxing in the 80s, especially.
You're just getting
All right.
bopped by this thing's strength.
I was about
You
to
are
say,
just
the fact
absolutely
that he just
being
kind of
wrecked by this
walks
thing.
into me is kind of annoying.
That's
Okay,
always a frustrating
there's
thing
only
when like
one
that's the
correct-
boss strategy.
Okay, Calscom, there's only one correct guess for 1986, and that's Bubble Bobble. And if you don't say Bubble Bobble, you're a fucking liar.
I love that we're all doing like different interpretations of this.
Holy shit, goddamn, this is annoying.
fucking song.
You'll get it stuck inside your head
Alright,
and you'll
so-
sing it all night long.
I don't remember
Holy
how
shit, goddamn, this is an annoying fucking song.
I don't remember how many games I played.
You'll sing it all night long.
This is the game.
That doesn't
Doesn't
end.
end.
100
100
levels
levels. And start again.
While you were
You were stuck in the basement all day.
Other
Other children went out
to play.
to play. And that just loops.
Just loops forever.
That was just terrible.
Yeah, for
It's beautiful.
It's
for
wonderful.
for Minesweeper, the first Windows Minesweeper was actually in 1990, and it wasn't pre-included in Windows until 92. So I
That's
don't know.
Fucked up.
I don't know which year I should count it for.
When are
I'll
you
say-
counting? What year is Chip's Challenge in then?
Anyway, oh god, Chip's Challenge is intense.
Okay,
Anyway,
so-
so is it Bubble Bobble?
It's
Don't
not
tell me
It's not.
it's not Bubble Bobble. Fuck you
It's
and
not
die. I will
Also, I
literally,
can't believe Street Fighter 1 didn't win in 87.
I will literally break into your house and hit you with a 2x4 until you change it to Bubble Bobble.
I tried to play Street Fighter 1
It's so bad.
It's not that good.
on the Switch 30th anniversary edition on Joy-Cons, and that was terrible.
Oh yeah, that's the problem with Street Fighter 1. You played it on Joy-Cons. If only you had played it on a reasonable... Oh no, it was terrible.
There is no good version of Street
It
Fighter.
relies only on negative edge. Also, it's a feature that sometimes special moves just don't work.
All right, 1985. It's Mario Bros. If it's not Mario
Yeah,
Bros,
that's
what the hell are you
Mario
doing with your life?
Mine-
Also, was 86 Legend of Zelda?
Oh, yeah, okay, the original Zelda.
I watched my cousin beat Legend of Zelda. I don't think I ever beat it. Wait, did I beat it myself years later? I don't remember.
I've
But
never done it because I don't actually like Zelda 1, but...
Yeah, Zelda one's interesting. It's
85. Oh,
85, yeah.
85 is Super Mario Brothers, and
Oh, this
86 was Gradius.
Gradius. I can respect that. That's a good choice.
And yes, okay. Now that is my entire list.
Are you currently like banned from visiting Easter Island at any point in your life?
Like, I figure the locals have got to not be super happy about that.
Any human being who has ever professed to enjoy a Gradius game is just banned from Easter Island.
No, absolutely.
They're just angry little heads.
I always think of like how the ancient aliens dudes are like, how could anybody have made this? It must be proof of aliens. And like, no, it turns out they have like incredibly detailed guides on exactly how to do this.
I mean, I don't understand
And
what
I'm
was
imagining a
exciting
game
about that
FAQ's guide for how to make a Malai head.
I remember one time I posted the it was when Elon Musk said obviously the pyramids are built by aliens because Elon Musk is a piece of shit and I hope he dies. Yeah, I said it. I don't give a fuck.
We don't blame you.
Anyway, at some point, a bunch of people like were responding to me. Oh, you're just a fucking like. They were just all fucking billionaire fanboys. None of their opinions count because they don't count as humans. They count as animals.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it.
I disagree only on the basis that their opinions don't count, but they don't count as animals because animals have an excuse.
Okay, yeah, sure, fair. I'll give you that one. Anyways, the thing they were. Wow, you are getting bodied by this boss, Goggle.
Yeah, just keep that button.
Thanks!
This is ugly. But like, one person was saying, like, well, how could have people possibly built that thing without modern technology? And I'm like, dumbass, they gave us instructions on how they did it on the fucking pyramids themselves. They have actual hieroglyphics detailing the step-by-step process of moving the blocks. You're a fucking idiot. I get so mad at these people. I just went by. Okay, no, you're all just like in awe of my screaming.
It would have been powerful if you had managed to actually destroy Discord by screaming really hard.
That would have been impressive, but no, sadly, that's only ever happened during Bad Rats. There is serious. No, it was Discord at that point. Bad Rats 2. Bad Rats 2, I should say.
Oh, Bad Rats 2.
My mic just failed me. At the moment, I absolutely lost my shit. So it was like it froze that moment in time. It realized that it needed to spare you all my rage.
What did we used to use? Did we use Ventrilo? What?
We used Skype.
We've never used Ventrilo
when Discord came out, we used Discord because it was Discord has actual servers, whereas Skype just says, "Hey, whoever hosts, however good their internet is."
We got very sick of the person who started the call had to feel obligated to stay on the entire time until everyone else was ready to leave.
Yeah, that was quite a bit. Discord is not a great company, but they're probably better on average than Microsoft.
This product generally works better than Skype did.
Yeah, it has perks. I remember one time I had to be like
we
on
will
a podcast.
successfully bully them out of NFTs, I know.
I think we already have, but like,
They said pause. They said
they're
pause.
pausing it.
Yeah, they say it's paused. We just need to make sure it never gets unpaused.
I feel like we need to all continue to be mean to them until they say, we're sorry, we'll never do it again. Everybody says, oh, bullying's bad. No, fuck you. Bullying's awesome. Just not bullying like children. Bullying corporations
bully people.
And politicians, that's good. Bullying politicians is the best thing you can do with your time.
It doesn't really count as bullying if they have more power.
Yeah, 100% accurate.
Oh, Bubble Bobble was the first game that Pooch bought with their own money.
Oh, sick.
Oh, nice.
And also, Pete getting angry at conspiracy theories is one of my favorite things.
Well, thanks, Pooch. I appreciate that.
That time I didn't try.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, Gogglebob. Keep running away from acknowledging your own failures.
There's this one move that literally drains like half your life, and you get hit by it, you may as well give up.
I mean,
Can't wait for you to activate cheats.
I just sort of decided as a child that it was actually impossible to beat Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 because I would go into that fight with 10 lives, and then Shredder would just start spamming the move that just like kills you immediately.
Instant death, yeah.
Yeah. So I just like assumed at a certain point that, oh, there is no ending. It is actually impossible to beat this game.
I mean, it's reasonable. No, that stupid laser beam, God. Still nightmares about turtles being turned into little baby turtles.
So I read like a ton of the like actual TMNT comics at some point. I found like a torrent of them. But I mean, I found a gigantic box of them. at a comic book shop that was on sale for 5 cents, and I purchased the whole thing legally and legitimately.
Yeah.
Not fucking warranted though.
Thank you,
anyways,
Lard.
There was actually a really like the stories in like early TMNT comics are very strange because they are incredibly violent, but like also like there's literally like nothing resembling consistent tone. They will jump from let's have wacky outer space adventures to let's contemplate like our own mortality, like from issue to issue. They are all over the fucking place, and that's kind of part of the charm, like reading them. But there is like one like extended storyline, like it's like 6 issues long, about Raphael actually just like losing his mutagen and reverting back to like just an actual turtle. And like
that sounds existentially mortifying.
His brothers are just sort of like horrified by the whole thing because one, they just watch their brother like slowly become less intelligent.
Cease to be a person.
Yeah, like he stops being a person. He stops having like self-awareness and becomes an animal. And they're just like, they don't really know how to deal with this. They don't have a category for it.
I don't think I would, and I'm not a turtle.
Yeah, like I don't think there's a way to deal with that.
And like, there's this one like really like long story that has remained with me, where Leonardo is actually like rendered blind by an attack, and has like this first of all, Splinter just is like, okay, well, here's like a thing that might help you. I'm just gonna take you out in the woods and fucking leave you there. And while in the woods, he fights like this person who may or may not exist. They are either a woodland spirit or a hallucination, and it's never clear. And basically he just gets his ass kicked, barely makes it back home, but like does manage to make it back home. And Splinter's like, well, okay, that didn't work. Have you tried drugs? Let's just get high as balls. And like Leo's like, we sure we should do this? And Splinter's like, you want to peek through the veil? You're gonna have to get high. And Leo's like, fine. So he takes the drugs and then has this like essentially dream about an entire life in like feudal Japan with like a wife and like a family and stuff, but he's still a turtle. And like at one point, like everybody just like sort of like talks to him like he's just normal, but like a few people call him Kappa, but it's never clear if they're just like insulting him or if like they actually know that he's a turtle. And at one point he asks like his supposed wife, hey, are you okay with me being what I am? And she just goes, you are as you've always been. It just rolls over. Like just doesn't even really give him like a straight answer.
Just rolls
and
over.
Eventually his adventure in the past or maybe in his own head ends. And he like comes back with his vision back, and like he says, so Splinter's like, so how was it? Leo's like, it was weird. And then but there was one guy who said, tell your master I said hi. So Leo just says, hey, so this guy said hi, and Splinter just goes, I see, and doesn't say anything past that. So like he obviously knows what Leo's talking about. So maybe it all did happen.
Question mark?
Question mark? Yeah, no, it is. It was like incredibly ambiguous, and I really appreciate its willingness to just like absolutely fuck with you. Oh shit, are you winning? Are you gonna win this time?
I like the fact that it used a move that just completely fucks everything up, and I just dealt with it.
Yeah, I expected that to kill you, but I couldn't tell what it was doing.
I was so certain you were dead, but you just marched right through it like a boss. Congratulations! You are the Mega Man!
I am a Mega Man.
You magic pixeled your way through that.
The more I obeyed the system.
I mean, it definitely is the kind of boss battle that every part of it has a pattern, and you just have to like do the little pattern for what it is. But it was definitely just spamming, I will drop lasers on you like a jerk.
Perhaps the master.
So what's the boss saying? Because I got it muted.
I don't know. It had a bad time, and it wanted to destroy humanity because humanity wasn't really humanity, and like it really wanted robots that were kind of humans to keep going. But no, we're going to do humans that are kind of robots. Look, Mega Man Legends is weird. Okay,
fair enough.
Like Mega Man was the last actual real boy on the planet, but he wasn't a real boy in the first place. So it just I don't know. He's on the moon now.
As you do.
The end!
As you know.
And see, like, this is the big important part. She's all like, I'm not going to live anymore. And then Roll's not mom shows up and is like, how about I brought you this body and you can use it if you want, and like we can hang out and go to the mall, and like that's what's happening. And she's like, but I don't know, I really like having this giant body that farts lasers, and it's like, no, I think you want you to get this body now. We brought it here for you. You could be Hatsune Miku and be happy.
Nobody wants to be Hatsune Miku. Trust not the song robots.
You want to be a Vocaloid, you know it.
She's don't.
She's like, no, I still want to fart lasers, but no, we're cool.
Like, I'm just saying, like, if you gave me the choice between Giant Fuck You Robot and Hatsune Miku, I would go with the Giant Fuck You Robot every single time.
The problem is that I shot the Giant Fuck You Robot like a whole lot, so it's not going to be great.
Fine, I guess I'll go with, like, the fucking Vocaloid with, what are those, platform wedges? Platform wedge thigh highs? God.
And, like, weird, like, maybe tribal tattoos, like, or maybe
I mean,
just, like,
presumably you can change clothes at some
a
point.
weird tan.
Look, I'm just saying, like, I'm just gonna be like, okay, fine, I'm Hatsune Miku now. Get me home so I can change.
Yeah. Just go home and put on a pair of sweatpants. Like I'm Hatsune. Just go chill. It's cool.
In my case, it would be cargo shorts and like a punk rock t-shirt, but yes.
Yeah, there you go. I forgot you're in a warmer climate.
Yeah, no, I'm me. I wear that shit in, like, winter. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, I'm in Jersey where it gets to be 30 and there's still a guy walking around in shorts and sandals, and you're just like, who are you? How
That's
did you
me.
get
I'm in. If I'm in Jersey, I'm walking around in shorts and sandals.
And you may ask yourself, how did I get here?
Yeah, and also,
This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife.
so instantly that's like the saddest moment just now, because what's going on is they're like, we're on the moon, how are we ever going to get back? And Mega Man's like, oh, I'm sure Roll will find a way, and guess what?
I mean, just because we didn't see it doesn't mean she never did.
Mega Man.
I mean, like, I'm sure, like, in the manga adaptation that continues from this, there's, like, a final chapter where Roll absolutely finds a way. Really? They have manga adaptations of fucking Ocarina of Time. They don't have one for Legends? That seems like the most obvious possible thing.
I like how you bring up a game that, like, they have manga adaptations of one of the most successful games of all time. They have one. They don't have one for this one that isn't.
Well, when you put it that way, it sounds like a stupid ass proposition. But like, there's like a fucking Archie Comics comic of Mega Man that like ran for like 8 years.
Yeah, I think they made a joke about Mega Man not being available because he was on the moon or something.
Legends Mega Man not being available because he was on the fucking moon.
Yeah, no, they had like the giant crossover or something. Yeah,
I still need to read the second giant crossover where they brought in Ryu and Vice from Skies of Arcadia,
and also Arthur and Firebrand.
Well, nobody cares about them.
We all care about Arthur and Firebrand.
Thanks, Yoshinari on
Nobody cares about Arthur.
You're getting kicked out of your own Discord now.
Can't kick me out. You can't fire me. I quit.
And that's why Mega Man Legends 3 never happened, because he quit.
Oh yeah, so I guess now we've completed all the Mega Man Legends games on stream.
God, remember when they canceled Mega Man Legends and then immediately said, but maybe you can save it by signing up for Capcom Unity?
That was literally a slap in the face.
Something people assumed might happen.
Yeah, like people thought, I can in fact save it. No, they couldn't. It wasn't gonna happen.
I just like that we were so close to having a 3DS demo of it. Like, it was like part and parcel with something that was going to come out with the 3DS, and then it was like, nah.
I mean, it probably didn't help that at the time they were intending to put it out, the 3DS was kind of eating major shit in terms of, like, how much it was actually selling.
I mean, God, remember...
It turned around eventually. I thought, like, it wasn't...
It did eventually, but like that first year, the 3DS just ate shit in terms of sales.
Oh yeah, no.
I just remember that Nintendo literally gave me 10 free Game Boy Advance games, like as an
They
apology.
gave you 10 free Game Boy Advance games to apologize for the fact that they were slashing the price by $80.
Yeah,
that was actually really cool. I enjoyed playing WarioWare for the first time on my 3DS.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
Always having Wario Land 4 is kind of what turned me on to even the concept of DLC. Or downloadable games.
I'm very sad to say that Wario Land is bad. Let's see.
I mean,
good news. I said WarioWare, not Wario Land.
No, I was saying.
I said
Wario
Land.
Gogglebob said Wario Land. why I was saying Wario Land is bad.
Wario Land 4.
Wario Land 4 is bad.
Yeah, no, it's
Damn, fanboy out here spitting truths.
Yoshinori Kawano.
Yoshinori Kawano.
Yes, director. Presented by Capcom.
Oh, hey, Sigma posting answered my question on Twitter. That was nice of him.
But yeah, Kawano was also listed as the writer on this, in addition to a few other fucking roles. So it feels like if we decide to pretend that video games have authors, he's like the like one that seems to have the largest creative thumbprint on the Legends subseries.
And so here we go. The final denouement for the Mega Man Legends series is Tron and Roll attempting to build a rocket to rescue Mega Man.
Allegedly, this would have been essentially what the plot of the Mega Man Legends 3 prototype was you, like, building this rocket.
Which would make perfect sense, because you had to get Mega Man back somehow. But unfortunately, they, like, you know, Cape Canaveral, they're not.
If I'm being honest, I don't think Mega Man Legends 3 would have made its money back.
I mean, I don't know if I completely agree, simply because, I mean, I feel like it would be depending on marketing. Because I feel like it's something that, like, Mega Man Legends 2 really felt like a good game.
Wait, did it explode, like, right after launch?
Well, they didn't have anything on it.
And
they're just trying to get it to work.
yeah, they're doing test rockets.
Yeah, no, doing tests is important.
They don't have any robot monkeys to put on there right now.
Grew up in the space now, you a space monkey.
But yeah, like, the other thing about Mega Man Legends 3 is that it was one of those situations where, like, in any other context, you would probably describe it as having been announced irresponsibly early.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Because it's one of those things where, like, the clarifications given post its quote-unquote cancellation is that it was never really approved for full development. Typically, you don't see games get announced before they're approved with, like, a budget and, like, a timetable of some sort. But, like, given how early that they announced it, and given the way that they were trying to do it, the weird gimmicky, like, you can vote on aspects of development by going to this, like, dev blog. It was one of those things where it's like...
It seemed like they were trying to emulate the concept of a Kickstarter from a major company.
It was very much, it seems like it lines up with Inafune's obsessions at that time.
Well, that too. I was like, what waifu would you like to have in Mega Man Legends 3 was a vote.
That was absolutely one of the like, I think that was the only, like, fucking poll that they actually managed to put up before the whole thing died, but...
and that was their priority.
But yeah, it feels like, Inafune had very specific beliefs at that time about where video games were going and how their development should be handled.
They were not the best.
I'll be right back. One moment, please.
See you soon. But yeah, I would argue that history has borne out that essentially all of Inafune's instincts and predictions at that time were wrong.
Yeah, no, they were not right.
I believe that's also around when he gave an interview after leaving Capcom, where he proclaimed that Capcom had mismanaged the Inafune brand. It's one of the most, like,
that's a very bite the hand that feeds you attitude, and I cannot hate it. As somebody
I kind of can, by virtue of the fact that he was essentially one of the heads of Capcom.
Yeah, no, fair. Like, when I say bite the hand that feeds you, I'm typically, like, coming from the perspective of a worker, not a manager.
No, he was very much like, he was an executive at Capcom. He was one of the people that, like, stood in the way of Street Fighter 4 for a long time.
Boo!
Like, by all accounts, his internal belief was that the only, like, franchises that Capcom could, like, consistently bank on were Resident Evil because it was their highest selling franchise, and Mega Man because it was the franchise he cared about.
I mean, yeah, no, personal bias aside, it's not the wrongest thing I ever heard.
They probably could have banked on several other franchises, but those were the ones that he backed as an executive. And that's why, like, during that period, like, you get 5 million Mega Man games that are all executive producer, Keiji Inafune. How's he doing that? Because he's the executive that says this game will happen.
Was Monster Hunter already a thing by that time?
Yes, it became a thing in the mid-aughts as part of, like, Monster Hunter is hilarious because it is, like, the most, like, shining example of nepotism ever. Because as I recall, Monster Hunter was, like, directed by the son of the founder. I need to double check that to be sure that I'm
out.
not
So,
throwing out fake.
so is it an argument for nepotism is good, actually?
Apparently, it doesn't. It's not always bad, but
It's always bad. That does not mean that nepotism cannot occasionally result in good results. That does not mean it was good. That just means you got lucky.
but yeah, but this would also be a case of like it's easy to forget that at least for a while there was basically it was basically a fucking family business, as I recall. Just like, yeah, this was just owned by this one guy. There's like an infamous quote from the '80s of one of the Capcom, of like the Capcom founder being like, "Yeah, Americans love ninjas and dinosaurs, so try putting those in arcade games."
I mean, I can't. I am an American, and I love ninjas and
He was
dinosaurs.
100% correct.
No, he was.
Well, anyway, we beat the game, so I think the stream's over now.
Yay!
So I'm going to sign off for tonight. I'm not going to be around next week, but I believe Beat, are you going to get going?
Yeah, I'm going to do Killer 7 next week. I'll do Killer 7 next week.
So everybody tune in next week. I won't be around, but Killer 7 will be here.
It will not be on this channel. It will be on my channel.
Yeah.
But, I'll just look at
But it
Twitter,
will be available.
It will be available.
Yes. So everybody look forward to next week. I won't be around. Do your best to soldier on without me, and I'll be back in 2 weeks, and that'll be that.
Yay!
So everybody have a good one. Thanks for watching Mega Man Legends 2.